Hello everyone. So in this particular video, we are going to start our data engineer interview preparation part. As part of this, we are going to see few of the coding related question which is mostly asked in interview. So what actually we are going to do? First, we are going to see few SQL related most asked interview question. Then we are going to solve few Python related interview question which is generally asked in interview. And then also we will try to solve PySpark related coding question which is generally asked in interview. So in this particular video, these three topic we are going to cover all the interview related question. In the upcoming, we will also try to cover the theoretical related question also. But in this video, we are going to see all the coding related questions. So let's start. So as this is a lecture one, so we are starting with the SQL question. SQL is a very much important skills. If you'll go for any interview, the first question they will ask related to the SQL. So what actually we are doing, we are also starting with the SQL. Similarly, we will follow for the Python, PySpark, Azure, AWS, everything we'll try to cover. So in this particular video, I have a few SQL question. So for that, we have to write a query. We are starting from a basic and slowly we will improve our the difficulty level also. So let me show you. So I have one table is given. So let me open. So I have one table. This is the employee table. So what I have done, I have created this employee table. This is the employee table I have created. I have inserted few values. This query I will give to you so that you can also practice with me. Now I have a couple of questions. This question we have to solve, and these are the question which is generally asked in interview. Now this is the employee table. If I show you, in this employee table I have a employee ID, employee name, department ID, position and the salary. So if you'll go for interview, there also they will give you some table, and based on table they will say to write a query. So my first query is like remove a duplicate values from my employee table. So if you'll see, I have this employee table. In this employee table, if you'll see, I have a few duplicate values. Like you can see employee ID 3, employee ID 4. These two row actually got inserted two times. Means this is the duplicate records. My question is like I had to remove a duplicate values from my employee table. This means I had to find out the unique values from employee table. Now I want output like I don't want any duplicate records in my table. I only want to see what are the unique records which is available in the table. So how actually we can write a query for this. So if I'll write the distinct, so with the help of the distinct, we'll get to know what is the unique value which is present in the table, right? So if I'll do distinct star from employee, if I'll do this, then what is the result we'll get? As of now, you can see we have a 8 rows, right? Total. Now if I'll execute this, I'm getting only the unique records. So with the help of the distinct, we will only get the unique records and it will remove the duplicate value which was present in the table. So distinct is the keyword which we use to remove the duplicate values to find out the unique values which is present in the table. Now with the help of distinct, we are able to find out the unique records. Now my second query is like write a query to find out the duplicate values from employee table. Now if you will see, this is my employee table. Now I am able to find out what are the unique values there. Now my question is like to find out what are the duplicate value which is present. So you can see this 3 and 4, these are the duplicate values, right? So I should get from query result, I should get information what are the duplicate value which is actually present in the table. So you can see 3 and 4, this is the duplicate value, right? So I want output for that. So how actually we will write a query for that? First question was to find out the duplicate values. The second question was what are the duplicate value present that output actually we want. So how actually I can write a query for that? So in this case what I will do, I will use a row number. I will try to use a Windows function. So how actually we can write a query? So what I will use, select star comma row number. So I am going to use a Windows function row number. We use a row number with over clause, right? So what I will use, I will use a partition by employee ID column. So based on the employee ID, I will try to partition it. I will use order by employee ID, and this I will give as a RN from employee table, from employee table. Now what I am doing, this is the employee ID we have, right? This is the particular column. So based on that, actually I am trying to group it, and I am trying to find out the row number. So if I'll execute this, Let's see what will be the result we will get. Now wherever will be the duplicate values will be there, right? That actually assigned as a 2. So what actually I am doing, I am grouping based on the employee ID. Partition by employee ID means I am grouping. So for one employee ID 1, only one record is present, so RN is 1. For 2, only one record is present, so RN is 1. For 3, what was the first value? So for first value it assigned the rank 1. The 3 again repeated, so it assigned the rank 2. Similarly for 4, for the first 4 it assigned the rank 1. For the second 4 it repeated again, so that's why it assigned the rank 2. So with the help of row number, what actually I am trying to find out, I am trying to find out what are the duplicate values present. If any duplicate is value is present, then we are getting a RN column as a 2. Now from here actually I can filter it out, right? So if I will do with CTS, what we have to find out, we have to find out the what are the duplicate values present. So if I will use select star from CTE, where RN equal to the 2, what I will get, I will get only those record where duplicate value is present. So if you can see, this is the duplicate records, employee ID 3 and employee ID 4, this present 2 times. So this is the output actually I wanted. So first question was to remove the duplicate values or to find out the only the unique values, so distinct was working. Now suppose you have a requirement, what are the duplicate value which is present in the table to get me those results. With the help of this actually we can find out. Now next question is like to find out, write a query to find out the highest earning employee based on each location. So this is very simple, right? So how actually we can write, select maximum salary, because we want to find out the maximum salary, and based on each position. So what we will use, we will use a group by position from employee table and the group by position. Based on each position, what is the highest salary that we had to find out. So if I execute this, what is the maximum salary based on each location? For data scientist the highest salary is 80,000. For project manager it is 75,000. Then we have software engineer 70,000. Then quality. So based on each position, what is the highest salary we are able to find out. So this it was very simple question, right? And now let's move to the next question. Write a query to get top 3 highest earning employee. I had to find out the top 3 highest earning employee from this particular table. So how actually I can write a query for this? So what we will is select top 3 star from employee order by, because based on the highest salary we had to find out, right? Order by salary descending. If I'll use this and if I'll execute this, you can see who are the top 3 earning employee. You can see employee ID 2, employee ID 3 and employee ID 3, because it's present 2 times, right? So that's how actually we are able to find out. Now if anyone is saying like based on the unique value you have to find out the top 3 highest earning employee. So how actually you can write a query for that? So in this case what you have to write, you have to first remove the duplicate value. So what I will use, with CTES select distinct star from employee. Now if I will do select star from CTE, so what I will use, select top 3 star from city order by salary descending. If I will write this, so in this case what will happen, I will get top 3 earning employee based on the unique values. Now you can see whatever the duplicate record was present, right, that we have removed with the help of this query, and on top of this we are applying a VCT clause and we are trying to find out the top 3 based on the highest to the lowest salary. So this you can see employee 2 3 1 from highest to the lowest salary. This is the information we have. Now similarly I had to write a query to get the top 3 lowest earning employee. So how actually you can find out the top 3 lowest earning employee, and you have to remove the duplicate also. So for that also we will use with CTE first. What I will use? Select distinct star, so that I will get only the unique value from employee. Now what I will use? Select top 3 star from employee and from CTE, where not where order by salary ascending. When I am writing ascending means from lowest to the highest, it will give me top 3 employee. So you can see employee ID 5, his salary is 55, then 60,000, then 70,000. So like that actually we can write a query. So do practice this question. We have a more question. This was a basic question which is commonly asked in an interview, but we have a more question. I hope you will really enjoy this. Hello everyone. So we will continue our interview preparation part. So I have a couple of questions which was generally asked in interview. That question we are going to solve today. So let me open my SQL server. So I have one of the employee table. This is the employee table I have, which I have created. I will share query with you so that you can also create the employee table and you can practice this all the question. If I show you, this is the table I have. In this table I have a employee ID, employee name, department, salary and the location. And I have a couple of questions which we are going to see today. My first question is like, write a query to find out second highest salary employee. So this is the common question, like either they can say like to find out the second highest salary, or they can say like to find out the third highest salary, fourth highest salary, or second lowest salary, third lowest salary. Like that question generally asked in interview. How actually you can solve this all the question? So what we will do, we will try to solve this question with the help of the Windows function. So what I will use, I will try to use a Windows function row number. So how actually I can solve? Select star. With the help of row number, I will try to give a rank based on their salary order. So what I will use, select star comma row number. We will use over clause, and we will use order by salary descending. So based on their salary, we will try to assign a rank. We will try to assign a rank. If I have written order by salary descending order means based on their salary highest to the lowest, we will try to assign a rank from EMP. Now if I'll execute this, you can see based on their salary we have assigned a rank. You can see highest salary employee got rank 1, then second highest salary got rank 2, third highest salary got rank 3. Like that we have assigned a rank. So now what we have to find out? We have to find out the second highest salary employee. So in this case, what actually I can use? From this query, whatever the rank I have assigned, I can filter the data. So if I will use, how actually we can filter the data? So for that we will use a CTE function, and from this CTE, what we will do? We will filter a data, select star from CTE, where Rn equal to 2. If you have to find out the second highest salary, then you will write 2. If you have to find out the third highest salary, then you will write a 3. Now if I'll execute this, you can see who is the second highest salary employee. This is the second highest salary employee and the salary is 88,000. If you write the who is the third highest salary employee, then you will make Rn3, then you will get the third highest salary employee. So like that we can get a result. If anyone is asking to find out second highest salary, third highest salary, so we can solve like this. Now my next question is like, write a query to get second lowest earning employee. Who is the second lowest earning employee? So what we'll use? We'll use a Windows function here. I'll use a row number. We have to find out the lowest. So what we will use? Over order by salary ascending. You can mention ascending, or if you will not mention, by default it is ascending only. From employee. Now if I'll execute this, what will happen? Based on their lowest to the highest salary. So this is the lowest salary, right? It assigned rank 1, then rank 2, then rank 3, like that. Now what we'll do? We'll try to filter our data with CTES. We have to find out the second lowest salary. So what we'll use? Select star from CTE, where Rn equal to 2. We have to find our second lowest salary, right? So who is the second lowest salary? This is the second lowest salary employee, right? Employee ID 9. So if I'll execute this, I should get that result. You can see I'm getting that result. Employee ID 9 is the second lowest earning employee. So like that, actually we can solve the second highest, second lowest, third highest, third lowest, like that. So this is the table I have. Now in this table, if anyone is saying write a query to get second highest salary based on each department. Now what actually it is asking, so we have seen like how to find out the second highest salary, right? Now what actually it is saying, based on each department, who is the second highest salary we have to find out. So you can see in engineering department who is the second highest earning employee, from data science department who is the second highest earning employee. So that information we want. So how actually I can write a query for that? So I will use the same concept, row number over, because we have to find out based on each department. So we'll try to group based on the department, right? So I'll use a partition by department and order by salary. So based on the highest to the highest, second highest we have to find out. So I will use a descending. We'll assign a rank 1 from EMP table. Now if I'll show you what actually this will give me result. So if I'll show you, so you can see it grouped all the departments. So we are doing a partition by department, right? So based on each department, it is assigning a rank based on their salary. So in the data science department, 85,000 is the highest salary employee, right? So it assigned the rank 1. 84,000 from data science department, he is the second highest salary, right? So I'm getting a rank 2. Similarly, from the engineering department, who is the highest salary, he got rank 1, then rank 2. Similarly for the HR, similarly for the marketing and all. Now what I can do, from here actually I can filter a data. How actually I can filter a data? With CTES, select star from CTE, select star from CTE, CTE where Rn equal to the 2. So if I'll do where Rn equal to the 2, I'll get the who is the second highest salary employee from each department. You can see from data science department, he is the second earning employee. From engineering department, he is the second earning employee. From finance, this is the second earning highest salary employee. From HR, this is the second highest earning employee. So I got that result. Now one thing you have to remember, so if you have a duplicate record, like any duplicate record is present in the salary column, so in this case what actually you can do, instead of the row number you can go for the dense rank or the rank. So that is the only thing you have to remember. If the duplicate is not there, then this will work perfectly. Otherwise, based on the requirement, you can use a rank or the dense rank. Now my next question is like, write a query to get third lowest salary based on each department. Based on each location, we have to find out who is the third lowest salary based on each location. So how actually I can find out? I'll use the same concept, select star, row number, we'll use over partition by location, because based on each location we have to find out. Partition by location, order by salary, ascending SRN from EMP. If I'll do this, so based on their each location, so if you will see, this is the location, right? So in Chicago, who is the lowest salary, 65,000 is the lowest salary, so it got assigned rank 1. Similarly, this is the second lowest salary, so it assigned rank 2. So based on their salary lowest to the highest, we are assigning a rank based on the location. So we have grouped the location, right? So all Austin is coming, then Chicago, then New York, like that. Now what we have to find out, third lowest salary each location. So what we'll do, we'll filter a data with CTES, and here we will write select star from CTE where Rn equal to the 3. Now if I'll do this, we'll execute this. Based on each location, who is the third lowest salary, that information we are getting here. I hope you got the idea. Now my next question is like, write a query to get bottom 2 salary based on each location. So what we have seen till now, So in previous question we have seen like if we had to find out the third lowest salary based on each location or department, we were able to solve. Now what actually it is saying, write a query to get bottom two salary. So based on each location. So suppose in New York, who is the top two bottom salary based on each location, that we have to find out. How actually we can write a query for that? So what I will use, select star row number. I will use over partition by location, right? Location, order by salary, bottom means ascending order, will give as a RN from EMP. Now what actually it will give me, if I'll show you. So you can see in Chicago, who is the lowest salary? 65,000 is lowest salary, then the 72,000, right? Now what we have to find out, I have to find out who is the bottom two salary based on each location. So in Austin, who is the two bottom salary? 67,000 and 70,000, these two are the bottom salary, right? So I want this detail. In Chicago, this is the two bottom salary, right? So I want that result. Similarly for the New York, I want that result. Similarly for the Seattle, I want this is the two salaries, so I want that result. So what actually I will do, with CTS, select star from city, select star from city, where RN in 1 and 2, RN in 1 and 2. So if I'll execute this, I'll get the who is the second two second, you can see based on each second who is the top two lowest salary, I am getting those results. Now if you have any duplicate record here, if you will see this 78,000 and the 78,000, this both salary is same, but we assigned a rank 2 and the rank 3 randomly because we are using a row number, right? Now if you had to solve this, then we can use a dense rank based on the duplicate scenario. So if I'll assign a dense rank, then this if any similar salary is there, then it will assign the same rank. So that's how we can solve that. So try that. Now my next question is like, write a query to get the top two salary based on each department. So it is the similar query. What you have to do, instead of ascending, you have to write just a descending. Now if I'll execute this, I'll get who is the top two highest salary based on the each location. If you have to find out based on each department, then what you will write, instead of partition by location, you will do a partition by the department and you will get the result. So I hope you got the idea. Yeah, that's it in this video. Hello everyone, so we will continue our interview preparation part. So in this particular video, we are going to see few joining related question which is commonly asked in interview. So let me show you the question. So I have a two table, so like that they will give you the requirement. So I have this table 1. In this table 1, you can see I have a ID column. In this ID column, if you will see, I have a 5 records and all the 5 records are same 1 1 1 1 1. I have another table 2. Here also I have ID column and here also I have a 6 record 1 1 1 1 1 and the null value also is there. Now what generally they will ask, the requirement is like, if I will perform an inner join operation, then how many records I will get? If I will perform a left join operation, then how many records we will get? If we perform a right join operation, then how many records we will get? If we perform a full join operation, then how many records we will get? So this kind of the question generally they will ask. Generally it will make you confused because here we have a same kind of the records available in the both the table, and they will directly ask you, if you will perform this all the operation, then how many records you will get. Here you can see mostly duplicate record is present, and there actually if you will perform this all the operation, then how many records you will get. They will try to check whether you are aware about the joining operation properly or not. So the first question is like, how many rows we will get when we will perform a inner join operation. So in inner join operation, what will happen, whatever the common records will be present in the both the table, that records only we will get. So that is the definition generally people know about the inner join operation. Now you can see, so what generally people say, here also we have 5 records and here also we have a 5 records. These 5 records are common in both the table. Then how many records we will get? 5 records. This is the common answer we generally get in an interview. Like if the 5 rows which is common in both the table, then I will get only the 5 records. But this is a wrong answer. What generally happen? First it will check the ID one. Is ID one is matching with all the rows or not? Yeah, it is matching with all the rows, means 5. Now it will check the next one. So first is check the whether this one is present here or not. Yeah, here it is present how many times? 5 times. So I got the 5 record. Now it will check for this one. Here also you can see here this one is also matching with this 5 records. Then here also I will get the 5. Similarly for the this one, here this one is also matching with the 5 records. Then I will get the 5. Means total you can see this 5 records is matching with the 5 records, means I will get the total 25 rows. I will get the total 25 rows. So you always have to remember whenever duplicate record is present, so that duplicate record generally work like a self join. So in a self join we try to um, suppose here 5 records is matching with here 5 record, then 5 into 5 total 25 rows we will get. So like that actually it works. In the case of duplicate records you have to always remember. Suppose here we have only 2 1 and here we have a 5 1. So how many records we will get? This 2 into multiply by 5 means total 10 records. So like that you have to remember. Now let me show you how many records will you get when you will perform an inner join operation. So let me write a query and let me show you. Select star from table 1, join table 2 on table 1 dot id equal to the table 2 dot id dot id. So this is how I will write the inner join operation, right? Select star from table 1 joining with the table 2 on a id basis. Table 1 dot id equal to the table 2 dot id. So if I'll execute, you can see I'm getting total 25 rows. I'm getting 25 rows. Whenever you have a duplicate record, then you have to remember this trick. Like that actually it will work. Now similarly, how many records you will get when you will perform a left join operation? So in left join operation also you can see this is my left table, right? So here I have a 5 records and this is matching with the right table 5 records. So here also I will get the 25 records, correct? Because in a left join what happens? All the records you will get from the left table and only the matching records you will get from the right table. So what I will write, how actually I can write a query. Select star from table 1, left join table 2 on table 1 dot id equal to the table 2 dot id. If I'll perform this operation, how many records I will get? I'll get total 25 records. You can see this is the 25 records I'm getting. Now next is the important one. You can see how many records will you get when you will perform a right join. So in this case the right table, this one is the right table, right? In this right table I have a total 5 records and one null value is also there. Now in this case what will happen? All the records you will get from the left table and only the matching records you will get from the left table. So how many records are matching in both the table? This 5 is matching with this 5, means total 25 records plus null value, means total 26 records we will get. Let me show you. Select star from table 1, right join table 2 on table 1 dot id equal to the table 2 dot id. If I'll perform this operation, if I'll execute this, now you will see total 26 record because null is also there in right table, right? So that records also we will get. Now next one is like how many records you will get when you will perform the full join operation. If I'll show you the table, first table I have a 5 records, second table 5 records and the null value. So in this case also what will happen? Total 26 records because null is also present, right? We'll get. So what I will write? I'll perform the full join operation, right? I'll perform a full join operation. So what I will write? Select star from table 1 full join table 2 on table 1 dot id equal to the table 2 dot id. Now you can see here also we are getting a 26 records. Means all the records you will get from the both the table, either it is matching or not matching. So this is a very common question which is generally asked in interview. So this you have to remember how actually you can solve this question. So now what we will do, we will also try to insert one null values in the left table, the first table. Then we will see whether this null will match with this null value or not. So this kind of question also generally they ask. So what we will do, insert into table 1 values. We are going to insert null value. Now if I will perform this operation, if I will insert this, now in this case what will happen? Now I have a total, you can see this is the table 1, this is the table 2. Here also I have a 5 records, 1 is null. Here also I have a 5 record, 1 is null. Now if I will perform a inner join operation, then how many records you will get? If I will perform a left join, how many records you will get? Let's see that. So if I will do this, now you can see I am getting only the 25 records. So whatever the null means nothing, right? So this one is present here, and what actually we were doing, we were trying, here we have a 5 records, here also we have a 5 record, then we were doing 5 into 5, 25, because 1 is a valid value, right? This will not happen with the null case. So null is not going to match with this null. So that you have to remember when you will perform this kind of the operation. Only when you will perform a left join operation, there you will get the total 26 record, because the 5 is, this 5 is into this 5 and this one null. So total 26. So if I execute this, you can see total 26. So that is also one thing you have to remember. I hope you got the idea. Hello everyone, so we will continue our data engineer interview preparation part. So in this particular video, we are going to see few of the SQL related question which is generally asked in interview. So these are the query question which I have in this particular video which we are going to solve. So if you can see, my first question is like, write a query to create a new table with the same schema as an employee table. So what actually it is asking, suppose you have an employee table. Now you want to create a new table. This is the table 1 which you want to create. Now what you have to do, whatever the schema which we are using in this table, I want the same schema in this particular table, and I have to create only the schema. So that is my first question. Second question is like, create a new table same like an employee table, data plus schema. What it does it mean? I have to create a new table. So suppose I have this employee table. Now I have to create a new table name as a table 2. So what actually I want, whatever the employee table schema and the data we have, we want to copy into this particular table. So how actually we can create a new table with the same schema and the same data? So that is my second question. Third question is like, write a query where employee name starts with a letter A. This is a simple question. Like, now next question is like, write a query where department ID starts with same letter and ends with the same letter. How actually you can find out? Suppose I have a department ID 1001. So you can see this is starting with the same letter and it's ending with the same letter, right? So that is what actually we have to find out. How actually we can write a query for that. How to query to get records in XML formats. So what we have to find out, suppose you have a query, and in that query what actually you have to find out, you have to find out in a XML format. Whatever the result we are getting, that result we want in a XML format, how actually we can write a query for that. My next question is like, how to get a current date, current month and the current year. So these are all the things we are going to see. So let's start. So my first question is like, write a query to create a new table with the same schema as an employee table. So I have this employee table. Now in this employee table you can see we have a employee ID, employee name, department ID, position and the salary. I want to create a new table name as a table 3, and I want the same schema like a employee table. Like I want the same employee ID, employee name, department ID, position and the salary. I want which table I want to create? I want to create a table 3. So if I show you, this is the table 3. This one actually I want to create. And one thing we have to remember, it is saying like only schema, means only schema actually I had to create a same like a employee table. How actually I can write a query for that? So what we have to write, select star into table 3. This is the table we are creating, right? From employee table, like same like employee table we had to create, where 1 equal to the 2. If I'll do 1 equal to 2, Now if I'll execute this, what actually it is going to do, it is going to create a new table name as a table 3, same like a employee, where 1 equal to 2 means only the schema it will match. Let me execute. You can see 0 rows affected. Now if I'll execute this table 3, you can see same schema like employee ID, employee name, department ID, position, salary. It got created same like a employee table. So that's how actually we can create a new table with the same schema if we have any reference table. Next query is like create a new table same like employee table, data plus schema. I want to create a new table, table 4, same like a employee table, and in that table data as well as the schema should match like a employee table. How actually I can write a query for that? Select star into employee table, select star into table 4. This is the new table I want to create, table 4, similar to the employee, where 1 equal to the 1. If I'll execute this, so what will happen? It will create a new table, table 4, similar to the employee, where schema as well as the data will match. 1 equal to 1 means. Now if I'll show you, select star from table 4. This is the table we have created, right? And you can see the schema as well as the data actually got created similar to the employee table. I hope you got the idea. Now my next query is like, write a query where employee name starts with a letter A. So you can see we have an employee name column, right? I had to find out the employee detail where name start with the A. So it's very simple, right? So how actually we can write, select star from employee table where employee name like A percentage. A percentage means it should start with the letter A, and after that it can contain any letter. So if I'll execute this, you can see this employee name only starts with the letter A. Now my next question is like, if I show you my employee table, this is the employee table I have. Write a query where department ID starts with the same letter and ends with the same letter. So you can see in department ID we have a 101. So 101 is starting with the 1 and ending also with 1. Similarly this also 101. So that result actually I want, which is starting with the same and also ending with the same. How actually I can write a query for that? Select star from employee where left department ID 1 equal to the right department ID 1. So if I'll do this, so it will give me that result where it is starting letter and the ending letter is matching. Left department ID first letter and the right department ID first letter, ending letter, both are matching. Means 101. 1 is also starting with 1 and ending also with a 1. So like that we can calculate that. Now I had to find out, write a query to get record in a XML format. So suppose I have this table, select star from employee. Now what actually I want? I want to get a result in a XML format. So what actually I have to write? Select star from employee for XML auto. If I'll do this, if I'll execute this, you can see the result I am getting in a XML format. So like that actually we can do that. Now my next query is like, how to get current date. So how to get a current date? So if I write select get date, so get date will give me the what is the current date. You can see this is the 17th of November, right? And current date and the timestamp also it is giving. Now the second way is doing is current timestamp. Current timestamp. If you will write current timestamp, this also will give me the same result. Current date and the current timestamp both are matching, right? So like that we can calculate the current date. How to find out current month? So what you have to write, select month and get date, and if I'll execute this, this will give me the what is the current month. So you can see 11th, this November, right? Now how actually we can get the current year? So what you have to write, select year and the get date. So if I'll do this, this will give me the year. What is the current year? You can see 2024. So I hope you got the idea. Yeah, that's in this video. Thanks. Hello everyone. So we will continue our data engineer interview preparation part. So I have a couple of the SQL question which is generally asked in interview that we are going to discuss in this particular video. My first question is like, what is the difference between the union and union all? So this is the very common question which is generally asked in interview. Second question is like, what is the difference between the primary key and the union? So we had to know about what is primary key, what is the union, and what is the difference between them. Third question is like, what is the difference between the dense rank and the rank? So that is a common question. The fourth question is like, what is the difference between the delete versus drop versus truncate? This is the fourth question. Fifth question is like, what are the different Windows function we have? Sixth question is like, what is the difference between the where and the having clause? And the seventh question is like, how to handle null values in the SQL. So these are all the things we are going to discuss today. So let me open. So let's discuss one by one. The first question is like, what is the difference between the union and the union all? So union and union all we use whenever we have to combine a row. For taking example, suppose I have this one table, this is my table 1, this is my table 2. Now row by row, if you have to combine these two table, then what we will use? We will use union all and the union. Now what is the difference between the union and union all? Whenever you will perform a union operation, it will remove the duplicate rows. Whenever you will perform a union operation, it will remove the duplicates. So if you will see in this table, we have a ID 3, and in this table also we have ID 3, means this is the duplicate records, right? So it will remove the duplicate when you will perform a union operation. But when you will perform a union all operation, whatever the records will be available, whether it is a duplicate or not, it will combine all the rows. So that is the difference we have to remember, union and the union all. I hope you got the idea. Now let's discuss about the second question, primary key and the union difference. So primary key and union both we use to uniquely identify the rows in a table. Let's take one example. Suppose you have a table. In that table you have an employee ID. So employee ID means two employee cannot have a same ID, right? So what we'll do? We'll try to define this employee ID as a primary key. Now suppose you have another column that is a mobile number. Mobile number. This mobile number also cannot be a duplicate, right? Means two employee cannot have a same mobile number. So if you have already defined a primary key, then you cannot again define another primary key. So that is the difference. In this case, we can define this as a unique. So whenever you want to uniquely identify rows in a table, in that case, we can use a primary key and the unique key constraint. Always remember, in a table we can have only one primary key, but in a table we can have a multiple unique key. And always remember, primary key cannot contain a null value, but unique key it can have a null value. So that is the difference. Primary key and unique key both we use for the uniquely identify rows in a table, but primary key cannot have a null value, but unique key can have a null value. In a table we can have only one primary key, but we can have a multiple unique key in a table. So that is the difference you have to remember. I hope you got the idea. Now let's discuss about the next question. What is the difference between the rank and the dense rank? So rank and dense rank we both use for the ranking purpose. For taking example, suppose I have this table. In this table I have a salary column. So based on their salary highest to the lowest, I have to assign a rank. Like highest salary will get a rank 1, and then the rank 2, rank 3, like that. So in that case what we'll do, I will use a rank and dense rank. Both we use for the ranking purpose. Then what is the difference between the rank and the dense rank? So based on their salary highest to the lowest, if you have to assign a rank, how actually it works, whenever you will use a dense rank, right? So in this case you can see the highest salary got a rank 1, then the 70,000. You can see two employees having a same salary. So in this case what it will do, dense rank, it will assign a same rank for both. Even if you use a rank also, it will assign a same rank for both. So whenever you have a duplicate records, in that case generally we use a rank and dense rank concept. So if you have a duplicate records, in this case what will happen, dense rank and rank, it will assign the same rank for both, Only the difference is like, so these two employee got a same rank, 2 and 2. In the case of dance rank, the next employee will get the rank 3, but in the case of the rank, it will get the rank 4 because it will skip the rank because of the this duplicate scenario. So that is the difference we have to remember. Whenever you will use a rank, it will skip the rank if there are ties or a duplicate, but in the case of the dance rank, it will not skip the rank even if there are ties. So that is the thing we have to remember. So rank and dance rank we use for the duplicate and the ranking scenario. If we have a duplicate records, so if you use a rank, it will skip the rows, but in the case of the dance rank, it will not skip the row. That is the thing we have to remember. Next question is like, what is the difference between the delete versus drop versus truncate? So this all we use for the deleting purpose. So whenever you will use a truncate, right? So whenever you will use a truncate, it will remove all the data from your table. Whatever the schema, whatever the column is there, that will be available, but all the data will be deleted when you will perform a truncate operation. Now in the case of drop, whenever you will perform a drop operation, it will delete the data as well as the schema. Means it will delete the complete table. After that, you will not be able to query in that table. In the case of truncate, it was only deleting the data, but in the case of the drop, it was deleting the data as well as the schema. So that is the difference. Now what is the delete? So whenever you will use a delete command, suppose you have to delete specific rows based on the certain condition, in that case we use a delete. So delete we use for the specific rows. If you have to delete, then we go for the delete. And truncate we use to delete all the data at one time, then we use a truncate. And drop we use to delete the data as well as the schema. The next question is like, what are the different Windows function is available? So Windows function perform calculation across a set of table rows related to the current rows. So we have a different Windows function like row number, rank, dense rank, average. So these are the different Windows function is available that you should know. Next question is like, what is the difference between the where and the having clause? So where and having both we use for the filter purpose. If you have to filter a data, we use a where and having. Only one thing you have to remember, where generally we use before the group by, but having generally we use after the group by if you have to perform a operation. So that is the thing you have to remember. Now next question is like, how to handle null values in a SQL. So how actually we can handle a null value? So we have a is null is not null command to filter a records. This is the one thing. The second is like, with the help of the colis we can handle a null values. So if you have a null values and you want to replace with the specific default value, then you can use a colis. So this is the two things you have to remember, how to handle null values in a SQL with the help of is null or a colis function. I hope you got the idea. That's it, sir. Thanks. Hello everyone, so we will continue our data engineer interview preparation part. So in this particular video we are going to solve few SQL related question which is generally asked in interview, and this is the most important interview question. So before going to interview you should definitely watch this. So let's understand the question. My first question is like, write a query to find out the employee manager details from a employee table. So you can see this is the employee table which is given. Here we have a employee ID, employee name, manager ID and the department information. And from this table only I have to find out what is their employee name and what is their manager name. So you can see this John can be a manager of Alice, Alice can be a manager of Blob, Blob can be a manager of Charlie, right? So there can be a multiple possibilities. So how actually we can find out the employee name as well as the manager name from this particular table? That is the first question. This is a little bit tricky that actually we are going to solve. The second question is like, write a query to find out the cumulative sum of the salary or the rolling sum of the salary. So this kind of the question generally asked in interview. So let's understand the first question. So they will give you scenario like this. So they will give you this table. So this is the first table. In this table I have an employee ID, employee name, manager ID and the department. Only one table is given, employee ID, employee name, manager ID and the department. And what is the output we want? We want a employee name, we want a manager name and we want a department details. So if you will see here, we don't have any manager name information. So how actually we will find out the who is the what is the manager name? So if you will see, the scenario can be you can see the employee. So John, he can be a manager of Alice, right? Alice can be a manager of Blob. Blob can be a manager of the Charlie, and this can be a manager of Charlie. So there can be a multiple position, right? So from this employee name only, I had to find out the employee name and what is the manager name. So how actually we can solve this? So what I will do, from this table, I will perform a join. So what I will do, I will perform a join based on this employee ID and the manager ID. So I will use the same table. On the same table only, I will perform a join based on the employee ID and the manager ID, and based on their employee name, I will find out what is the employee name and the manager name. So let's see how actually we can write a query for that. So what I will use, select a dot employee name. I will tell you what is a means employee name, comma b dot employee name. So this alias I will give as a manager name. Third is the, and we'll find out a dot department from which table, employee 4 table, from employee 4 a. So this table we are doing a left join, right? So employee 4 I am giving a, left join same table employee 4 b, on what I will write, a dot manager ID equal to the b dot manager ID. So this is the query which I am writing. So what I am doing, I am using the same table, and in the same table only I am performing a left join. So based on their manager ID and the employee ID, this is the employee ID. Based on their manager ID and the employee ID, I am performing a left join. Now let's see what will be the result we will get. Now if I'll execute this, you can see John manager is null, Alice manager is a John, Blob manager is a John, Charlie manager is Alice, AV manager is a Blob. So if I'll show you the actual table also. Now after that, let me tell you. So if you'll see employee ID 1, and for John, manager ID is null, so no manager for the John. That is the correct result. Now second ID Alice manager ID is 1. What is the manager ID 1? John, right? So I am getting the Alice manager is a John. For employee ID 3, Blob, his manager ID is 1. What is the manager ID 1 means? John. So John is the manager for the Blob also. For Charlie, what is the manager ID 2? Manager ID 2 is Alice, right? So for Charlie, manager name is Alice. For AV, it is a 3. What is the employee ID 3? It is a Blob. So Blob is the manager. So I am getting the result. So like that, actually you had to perform the join. You had to perform something called a self join on the same table, and you had to get the result. It's little bit tricky, but do practice it, you will get a better idea. So that was the first question. Now my second question is like, I had to find out the cumulative sum of the salary or the rolling sum of salary. So this kind of the question also generally asked in interview. So how actually we can write a query for that? So what you have to do, select star, comma, sum salary over, suppose order, I'm doing order by employee ID as RN from employee table, Now if I'll execute this and if I'll show you, you can see I created one cumulative sum column. So how actually it is working? Cumulative sum means you have to sum up from the below. So you can see 70,000, then 80,000. So 70,000 plus 80,000, 150,000, right? Then 150,000 plus 75,000. So you can see this came 2 times, right? So what actually it is doing? 150,000 plus 75 plus 75 means we are getting the 300k. Now what is the 300k plus this also is a duplicate record, 6 plus 6, so 42. Then what is the 42 plus 55? 475. What is the 475 plus 70,000? 545. So like that actually it works. So what actually cumulative sum is, you have to sum from a next salary and you have to get the result. Like suppose on January 1st you had a 70,000 sale. Now on 2nd of January you had a 80,000 sale. So what is the total sale? 70,000 plus 80,000, that is a 150,000, right? Now on the 3rd of January you had a two more sale. So till 3rd of January how many total sale? So this will be the total result, right? So that will become a 3 lakhs. Now on 4th of January you had a two more sales. So till 4th of January how many total sale? We have a this many total sales. Now 5th of January we have this many sales. What is the total sale? This many. On 6th January we had this many sales. What is the total sales? This many. So like that actually it helps. So cumulative sum and the rolling sum, this is an important interview question. So do practices. Yeah, that's it in this. So thanks. Hello everyone. So in this particular video, we are going to solve one question which was recently asked in an interview, and it is one of the most important interview question also. So please try to do a practice. So first let's understand what is the question. So I have this table. So they have given me a table and they were asking about to solve this. So let's try to understand the table first. So in our table we have a chocolate name and the brand name. So you can see all the chocolate name is coming, but in a brand name few brand name is coming as a null. So our requirement is like after Nestle, suppose if any null value is coming, so you have to replace with the Nestle. After Cadbury, if any null value is coming, then you have to replace with the Cadbury. So this is the output actually they want. So you can see after Nestle few null value was coming, right? So this Nestle was replaced with the all the null value was replaced with the Nestle. Similarly, after Cadbury few null values was coming, right? So after Cadbury it is coming, that's why we have replaced with the Cadbury. So that is the question we have, and there are multiple way to solve this. So I will show you my way of solving, but you can also solve this the same question in a different way. So try to do that. So what actually I will do, my approach is like, first let me generate a one row number ranking number in a similar order, so it will be helpful for me. And what I will do, whatever the null is coming, right, I will try to convert into the zero, and whatever the value is there, that I will try to convert one first. So that is the first approach actually I am thinking. So what I will write, select star. So let me write, then I will explain you. Row number over. I have to generate a number in a sequence order. So you can see there is no ID column. Based on that, the sequence number I can generate in a similar pattern, right? So what actually I can write, order by select null. If you will write select null in the sequential order only, it will try to generate a number for you. Rn. So this is the first. And what I will do, I will use a case statement. Case when brand name is null. Brand name is null. Null. Then if it is null, then I will make 0, else it will be 1 only. I'll give the name as a rn1 from chocolate brown, our table name. Now if I'll execute this, rn1 end should come, right, and rn1. Now if I'll execute this, you can see what actually I have done. I have generated one row number column in a sequential order, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 in the similar way. After that, what I have done, whatever the null was coming, I have converted into the 0, and whatever the proper value was there, that I have converted into the 1. Now what I will do, on top of this I will apply a one rolling function. How rolling will be helpful, let me show you. With cts select star, how rolling function we can perform, select sum rn1. So I want to sum rn1 over order by rn, order by rn. from city, from city. So if I'll do this and if I'll show you the result, so what I have done, I have created a one rolling sum function. So let me give the name as a rolling function. Roll sum function name I will give. Now if I'll execute this, you can see roll sum, this is the one. So what actually I have done, I am trying to do the sum of all. So you can see 1 plus 0, so whatever the 1 plus 0 was there, right? So it made it 1. After 1 plus 1, it is 2. Because this all are same value, right? 2 plus 0 is 2. So it became a 2 only. So it is doing 1 plus 0, 1, 1 plus 0, 1, 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 0, 2, 2 plus 0, 2. So this is the result I am getting with the help of the roll sum. Now what actually I will do, if I will try to partition based on this group column, if I'll try to do a partition based on this column, and whatever the maximum value, whatever the proper value which is coming into, if I'll group this and based on the whatever the proper value is coming in a brand name, if I'll replace this with that, I'll get the proper result. So what I will do, I'll partition this data, and if I'll partition this all the three data, in this three, whatever the proper value is coming, that only I will replace with this value. So that is the approach. So what I will write, this also I will use CT1 here. And now what I will use, so what I am saying, I'll use a select chocolate name. This is the column I want. I want a brand name, comma. I'll use a maximum function, max of brand name, over partition by roll sum, from as new brand name from CT1. So what actually I am doing, I am grouping based on this roll sum, and in this roll sum whatever proper value we have in a brand name, that value actually I am trying to get it with the help of this function. Now if I'll try to execute this, you will see whatever the null was coming previously, right, it got replaced with the Nestle. Whatever the Cadbury, after Cadbury whatever null was coming, right, that got replaced with the this. So what I have done, let me explain you one more time. So if I'll do select star from city, what is my first code? So if I'll execute only this, the first step is like, what I'm doing, I'm trying to generate a sequence number in a sequential order, whatever the sequential order I have. So if you don't have any order by column or ID column, then what actually you can use, a select null. It will give you in the same order, it will try to generate a number. Now second thing what I have done, whatever the null was coming, right, so this null actually I am replacing with a 0, and whatever the proper value, that I am replacing with the 1. So that is the thing I have done into the first step. Now in the second step, what actually I have done, I am trying to do a rolling sum. So what is a rolling sum means, it will try to sum this number 1 plus 0 1, 1 plus 0 1. So like that the rolling sum actually I am doing. So I am using a sum rn1 over order by rn from city. If I show you select star from city1, and if I show you the result, what actually I had done, I am using a rolling sum. So how rolling sum is working? So this is a 1, right? 1 plus 0 1, 1 plus 0 1, and 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 0 2, 2 plus 0 2. So what actually I had done, it has segregated this value separately with 1, and whatever this Cadbury, right, it separated all the Cadbury and null related value into the 2. So now I have a proper partition. Now based on this actually I can take a decision. So based on this partition, whatever the proper value is coming, that I will try to replace with the proper brand name. Similarly with this partition, whatever the proper value is there, I will replace with the proper Cadbury. So that is the approach I am following. So I have used the maximum brand name. So I am doing a partition by this column, and whatever the maximum brand name proper value is there, maximum brand name will give you the proper not null value. So if I'll execute this, you can see I'm getting the result. So that is the approach I'm doing. So that is a one way of solving, but there are different way, there are different thinking of solving the same question. But do try to practice this, because once you will practice, then only you will get better idea. Hello everyone. So in this particular video, we are going to solve one of the SQL question which was recently asked in interview, and this is the most important interview question also. So they have given a scenario like this. So we have a customer order table and we have to find out how many new customers are there and how many repeated customers are there on each date. So they have given a table like this. So let me show you. So they have given a table like this. In this table, we have all the customer information. So suppose I am a customer, so I will be having one ID. So suppose my customer ID is 100. Suppose new customer, suppose one more customer is there, so he will assign a new customer ID. So suppose his ID is 200. So each and every customer will be having a unique customer ID. So all the customer ID details are captured in the customer ID table. Now we have a order date. In this order date, suppose I am a customer, I have ordered something. So what, on which particular date I have ordered, so that information we are capturing on the order date. I have a third information, order amount. So how much amount I have spent, that information is coming into the order amount. Now what actually I have to find out, I have to find out on 1st of January how many new customers are there and how many repeated customers are there. Let's understand this. Suppose I am a customer, my customer ID is 100. I visited on the 1st of January. I visited on the 1st of January. So in this case, first time I am visiting on the 1st of January, so I will be a new customer, right? I will be a new customer. Now suppose I am a same customer, again I order on the 3rd of January. 3rd of January. So in this case, I will not be a new customer because I have ordered previously also. So this will be a repeated customer. So this is the question we have. So we have to find out on each date how many new customers are there and how many repeated customers are there. What is repeated customer means? Suppose you have ordered previously, then you are then you are not a new customer, you are a repeated customer. So that is the thing you have to remember. So this is the question. So based on this, we had to find out on each date on 1st of January how many new customers are there, how many repeated customers are there. This is a very much important question also from a real time perspective, because in a real time also we try to do this kind of the analysis, like to understand the customer behavior, like how many new customers are coming, how many repeated customers are coming, how actually your product is growing. So this kind of the calculation generally we do. So from a real time perspective also, this question is a very much important. Now let's try to solve. So how actually we will solve this? So what is my approach? So what actually I will do, I'll try to capture the first order date, first order date for each customer. What is first order date means? Suppose I am a customer, my customer ID is 100. On first time, on 1st of January I have done the order. So what will be my first order date? Because 1st of January, this is first time I am ordering, right? So my first order date will be the 1st of January. Now second time I am a same customer, customer ID is 100. 2nd of January, again I have done the order. But what will be my first order date? My first order date will be a 1st of January only, right? Because first time I have ordered the order on the 1st of January only. So what actually I will do, I will try to create one column that will be a first order date, and I already have a order date, and based on this I will try to compare. So in this case you can see order date and the first order date both are same. So this will be a new customer. And in this case you can see 2nd of January and the 1st of January, this both are not same. It means this is a repeated customer. Repeated customer. So if your order date and the first order date both are same, means you are a new customer. If your order date and the first order date both are not same, it means you are a repeated customer. So that is the approach we are going to solve. So let me write a query. So what I will do, I will use a city. So I will give the name as a first visit date. I will give the name as a first visit date as, I'll write a query, select customer ID. How to find the first visit date? So I will use a minimum of a order date. I will use a minimum of order date. This will be a first visit, right? When actually he visited the first time, or you can see first order. First order. This is the name I will give from customer orders, and I will try to group by customer ID. So what actually I am trying to find out, if I'll do select star from first visit date. Now if I'll try to execute this, what actually I am doing, first I am trying to find out for all the customer what was their first visit date. So you can see for customer ID what was their first visit date, first order, this is his first visit date. For 200 what is their first visit date, on 1st of January only. For 400 what is their first visit date, on 2nd of January. So what actually I will do, so I have calculated the first order. Now what will be the next step, I'll try to compare the order date and the first order date. So for that I have to join. So from this particular view I am getting to know about the first order and what is their actual order date, that is available in the customer order. So I will try to do a joining. So what actually I am saying, so what I will write, select, suppose A dot star and B dot first order from customer orders A, join, I am doing a inner join, first visit date B on A dot customer ID equal to the B dot customer ID. So now I'll tell you what actually I am doing. So we have a customer order table, right? So in this table, that is my first table, and I am joining with the first visit date. What is this first visit date? This is the view I have created. There actually I am finding out the first order. So what actually I am doing, I am taking all the information from this customer order table, and B dot first order, that is a first order date. So I am trying to join this customer order and this first visit date based on their customer ID. So now if I will execute this, you can see now I am getting all the information. I have a order date information also. I have a first order date information also. Now what actually I will try to do, I will try to compare. If order date is equal to the first order, it means he is a new customer. If order date is not equal to the first order, means he is a repeated customer. I'll apply a condition, case when order date equal to the first order, then 1, else 0, and this name I will give new customer. I will write one more condition, case when order date is not equal to the first order, then 1, else 0, and this I will write else, and this will be a repeated customer. This is the thing actually I am calculating. So what actually I am writing, I am writing one case statement. If order date is equal to the first order date, then 1, and this will be a new customer column. If order date is not equal to the first order, means it will be a repeated customer. So now if I'll execute this, you see, suppose customer ID 1, right? He is a new customer. So I am getting information like he is a new customer on the 1st of January. But you can see on 2nd of January, he is not a new customer. He is a repeated customer because 1st of January he visited the first time. On 3rd of January, the same customer, he is not a new customer because he already visited. So he is coming into the repeated customer. So like that, actually I am getting to know about the new customer and the repeated customer information. Now what actually we can do, now finally we can group that a new customer and the repeated customer. So what actually I will write, I'll write comma final s, we'll write aggregate query. Now in this aggregate query, what actually we will write, select sum of new customer, select sum of new customer, sum of repeated customer as repeated, and we will group based on the order date from final, group by order date. If I'll execute this, query, you can see on 1st of January we have a 3 new customer. On 2nd of January we have only 2 new customer and 1 repeated customer. On 3rd of January we have a 1 new customer and the 2 repeated customer. So like that actually we can calculate this. Hello everyone, so we will continue our data engineer interview preparation part. So we have already covered SQL related question. Now we are moving towards the Python. In a Python, what kind of the question generally asked in interview that we are going to solve. So in this particular video, I have a couple of questions that is generally asked in interview that we are going to solve. So I have first question like write a Python program to check the given number is a prime or not. Second question is like write a Python program to find out the factorial of a given number. So let's solve one by one. First question is like write a Python program to check a prime number. So what is a prime number? A prime number is a number that can only be divided by itself and 1. So you can see we have a 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. These are the prime number. So you can see 7 can only be divided by 7 and it can only be divided by 1. So 7 is a prime number. 11 is can only divided by 11 and it is only divided by 1, means it is a prime number. So for that we have to write a logic. So how actually we will write a logic? So I will define one function prime. I will pass parameter n. Now what actually I will do? I will give one condition if n is 0 or n is 1. That is my first condition. If n is 0 or n is 1, it means it is not a prime, right? So not a prime. So this is the condition first I am writing. After that I am writing another condition. Another condition is like if n is greater than 1. In this case what I will write? I will try to loop for I in range 2 to n and if n percentile I equal to the 0, means flag equal to the 0, and I will break it. Let's try to understand this. So what actually I am doing, suppose anyone given you have to find out whether 11 is a prime number or not. So in this case what will happen? N is 11, right? N is greater than 1 means it will directly come into this particular condition. In this case what actually we are doing? We are doing a range from a 2 to n. 2 to n means 2 to 10. Like 2 to n means 2, we are looping it, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like it is starting with a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It will perform a operation. Now what actually it will do? It will try to divide n percentile I. N percentile I means first it will try to divide by 2. This given number n percentage I means 2 means first it will check whether 11 is divisible by 2 or not. If it is a divisible means remainder will be 0 and it will break it. But 11 is not divisible by 2, right? Means it will not satisfy this condition. Now it will check for the 3 whether 3 is divided by 11 or not. It is not divisible means this condition also will not true. Similarly, it will check for the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this condition means what actually we are doing we are starting with the 2 and we have to find out for the 11, right? So it is starting from 2 to 10 and it is trying to divide this number with the 2 to 10. If it is a dividable means it is not a prime number. If it is not dividable means it is a prime number. So that we are writing and we are making flag 0 means, so let's define one variable flag equal to the 1. When I am saying flag 1 means it is a prime number. So by default I am saying the given number is a prime number, and after that I am writing if the given number is divisible by any number from a given range, it means it is a not a prime number. If it is a not dividable, then it is a prime number. So that is the logic I have written. So what I will do, if flag equal to the 0, if flag equal to the 0, it means not prime, not prime. Else print prime, else print prime. So I hope you got the idea how to write a code for the prime number. Now let's try to check prime. Suppose I will check for the 11 whether 11 is a prime number or not. It is a prime number, so I'm getting a prime. Let's check whether 10 is a prime number or not. It is not a prime number, so 10 is not a prime number. So that's how we had to write a code for the prime number. Now let's see another question. Next question is like, write a Python program to find the factorial of a number. What is a factorial? A factorial is a function that multiplies a number by every number below it till 1. For example, suppose I have to find out a factorial for 3. Then what will be the factorial of 3? 3 into 2 into 1. This is the factorial, means 6. 3 factorial is 6. Suppose you have to find out the factorial of a 5. Then what it will happen? 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. This is the factorial of 5, means 120. Factorial of 5 is 120. So this actually we had to write a code for that to find out the factorial of a number. So what we'll do, we'll try to define a function. I'll give the function name as a fact and what we'll do, I'll check if n equal to 0 or n equal to 1, then return 1, else what we'll do, we'll try to else return n into fact n minus 1. So what actually I am doing, so suppose I have to find out for factorial 5. So what actually it will happen, it is not a 0 and 1, right? So 5 is greater than 1. In this case what will happen, it will come here. So what actually it will do, 5 into fact n minus 1 means it will do 4, then 3, then 2 and then 1. Once it will become 1, it means 0 and it will return 1, right? So that's how actually it is working. Now if I had to find out for the given number, suppose 5, let's see what is the output I am getting. 5 factorial is a 120. Suppose I have to find out factorial 6. What is the factorial 6? 720. So that is the output we are getting. Now if you want to debug more and if you want to see how actually it is working, so what I will do, let me try to print n and let me try to show you how actually it is working. So you can see we have to find out for the factorial 6, right? So in this case what actually happening, it is coming here and for the 6, what will be the return I will get? 6 into fact 5. This is the output I will get here in a return. Now what is this fact 5? So if we'll try to find out fact 5, in this case what will happen, our this will be the return, right? So in this case what will be happen, fact 5 output will be the 5 into fact 4. So the fact 5 is equal to the uh, uh, 5 into fact 4. Now what is the output for this fact 4? The output of the fact 4 is 4 into fact 3. So this is the output for the fact 4. This is the output for the fact 4. Now what is the output for the fact 3? The output for the fact 3 is 3 into fact 2. 3 into fact 2. This is the output. Now what is the output for the fact 2? It is 2 into fact 1. Now what is the output for this fact 1? When it is a 1, right, then we have to return 1. So in this case what will happen? It will become a 1 and we will get the outputs. So like that actually it is working. So I hope you got the idea. Please do practice, you will get better idea. Hello everyone, so we will continue our data engineer interview preparation parts. So in this particular video we have a couple of Python questions that actually we are going to solve. My first question is around the Fibonacci number, second question is around the natural number, and third question is around the Armstrong number. So let's try to understand one by one. So first question is like, write a Python program for the nth Fibonacci number. What is a Fibonacci number? The series of number where each number is the sum of the two preceding number. For example, 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. These are the example of the Fibonacci number. If I show you how actually it looks like, it is the preceding of the other two number. For taking example, it is starting with a 0. It is starting with a 0 and then 1. What is the sum of the 0 and 1? 1. What is the sum of 1 and 1? 2. What is the sum of the 1 and 2? 3. What is the sum of the 2 and 3? 5. What is the sum of the 3 and 5? 8. 5 plus 8? 13. So this is the Fibonacci series. It is the sum of the preceding of the two number. Like that actually it works. Now my question is like, I had to find out the what is the fifth Fibonacci number. Then in this case I should get a output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 is the Fibonacci number, right? Fifth Fibonacci number, so I should get output as a 3. If anyone is saying what is the 7th Fibonacci number, so 7th Fibonacci number is a 8th, right? So that is the output we want. So that is a question. So let's try to solve. Let's try to write a code for that. So what I will do, I will define one function name as a fib. You can give any name. I'll pass a parameter n. What I will do, I will write one condition. If n equal to the 1, then return 0. Else if n equal to 2, then return 1. Else return fib n minus 1 plus fib n minus 2 and minus 2. So this is how actually I am calculating. So what actually I am writing? I am writing if n equal to the 1, then return 0. So if you will see, what is the first Fibonacci number? First Fibonacci number is a 0, right? So what I have written, if n equal to the 1, then return 0. What is the second Fibonacci number? Second Fibonacci number is this, right? 1. Then what I am writing, if n equal to the 2, then return 1. Else fib n minus 1, fib n minus 2. What is this mean, fib n minus 1 and fib n minus 2? Let's understand. So I have written fib n minus 1 plus fib n minus 2. Now suppose anyone has given to find out the third Fibonacci number. So n equal to the third. Let's put here. So here if I will put n equal to the third, 3 minus 1, I will get fib 2 and fib 3 minus 2, 1. So this is the output I will get when n equal to the 3, right? Now what is the second Fibonacci number? So we have written if n equal to the 2, then return 1. So this will become 1. And if n equal to the 1, then return 0. Fib 1 means 0. So what is the third Fibonacci number? I will get output as a 1. So that is the code we have written. Now let's try to check this. If I write what is the fifth Fibonacci number? Fifth Fibonacci number is a 3. So if I'll show you 0, this is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth Fibonacci number is a 3. Similarly, if I'll write 6, what is the 6? 6 is the fifth, right? 6 is the fifth, so fifth I am getting output. So like that we have to write a code. I hope you got the idea. Now our next question is like, write a Python program for sum of square of the first and natural number. So what is natural number? So natural number is a positive number, we can say, right? So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the natural number we have. Now our question is like, write a Python program for sum of square of the first and natural number. So suppose anyone is giving you n as a 4. Then what you have to write? What is the 4 natural number? 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So we have to find out the square of this number. 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square. What will be the output? 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16. I'll get the output as a 30. So this is the question it is asking to solve this. So what I will write? I will create one function natural something. I will give the name. Parameter I will pass n. Now what we will do? We will define as a sum as a 0. And what we will write? for I in range 1 to n plus 1, and what we'll do, sum plus equal to the I into I into I. Then we'll return a sum. Now if I'll do, if anyone is asking what is the sum of the first 4 and natural number, if I'll execute this, you can see 30. So 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16 is 30, right? What is the first 3 natural numbers square? 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. 9 plus 4 plus 1, how many? 14, right? So 14 I'm getting. So like that actually we had to write. I hope you got the idea. Now the third question is like, write a Python program for the Armstrong number to check whether the given number is a Armstrong or not. What is a Armstrong number? It is a number that is equal to the sum of its digit. For taking example, suppose we'll take example of the 153. 153. So suppose I had to check whether this 153 is a Armstrong number or not. So what actually first we had to check, how many digits are there? We have a 3 digit, right? So that is the first thing we had to check. Now after that what we had to do, we had to do each digit. You can see 1 because 3 digit we have, 1 cube plus 5 cube plus 3 cube. If I'll do, this should be equal to the 153. If it is equal to the 153, then it is a Armstrong number. So that is the thing we had to check. Suppose anyone, you had to find out for the 15. Now how many digits are there? 2 digits. So 1 square plus 5 square is equal to the 15. Then it is a Armstrong number. If it is not, then it is not a Armstrong number. So that is the thing we had to write a code for that. So let me define one function name as a arm. I'll give as a n, Armstrong n. Let me define few variables, some 0, and what actually I'm doing, I'm defining one variable temp, and I'm storing this natural number here. And what actually I'm doing, I'm trying to find out the length also, like how many length of the input we have. So what actually I'm doing, length str n, this we are doing. Now after that what I will do, I'll write one condition while loop, while temp is greater than 0. Now let's see what is the thing we are going to do. Suppose 153 we have. Suppose 153 we have. Now first we have to find out how many digits we have here, right? So what actually we have written, with the help of the length we'll get how many digits we have. So we have a total 3 digits right here. We have a total 3 digits. Now one by one this digit we want. Like we have a 3 digits we got to know, right? Now what we had to do, because 3 digit we have, each digit we have to cube it like this, 1 cube, 5 cube, 3 cube, because 3 digits we have. So this is the thing we have to find out. So let's one by one how actually we can find out. And so for that I'll write a code, digit temp modulus 10 I will do, I'll get the last digit. After that I will try to sum this in a sum. I am doing a plus digit into length, and after that what is the next one, I will write temp equal to the, this is 1. Now if I will check, if temp is, if n equal to the sum, if it is equal, then print arm, it is Armstrong number, else print not Armstrong. So this is the code we are writing. So let me try to check 153, whether 153 is Armstrong or not. It is the Armstrong number. So let's see what is the output we are getting. It's a temp, I am spelling mistake. You can see 153 is a Armstrong number. If I'll check for the 15, it is not the Armstrong number, right? So I'm getting outputs and not. So I hope you got the idea. Please do try to practice so that you'll get better idea. Hello everyone, so we'll continue our data engineer interview preparation parts. So in this particular video, we have a couple of the Python related question which is generally asked in interview that actually we are going to solve. My first question is like write a Python program to find a sum of array. So here we do not have to use a inbuilt function. Without inbuilt function, how actually you can write a code to find a sum of array. Second question is like write a Python program to find largest element in an array. Third question is like write a Python program to array rotation, means we had to rotate the array. And the fourth question is like write a Python program to interchange the first and the last element in the list. You can see the first element is 1, like last element is 5, so we had to interchange that. Next question is like write a Python program to swap two element in a list. So these are the question we are going to solve. So let's start with the write a Python program to find a sum of array. So how actually we can write a code for that? So I'll create one function. Function name is like summation. I can write any name, and here what I will do, I'll pass the list. I'll pass the list. So I'll give the name as a L. L means list. Now after that I'll declare one variable sum equal to the 0. After that what I will do, for I in L, I'll write sum plus equal to the I, and I will return the sum. Now my code is ready. So what actually I'm doing, first I'm declaring one variable as a sum and declaring a variable as a sum as a 0. Now after that I will iterate the list. So if I see, we have a list like this. Suppose any list is given 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This list is given. I am iterating the list one by one. For I in L means first 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7. Like that actually I am iterating. So what I am doing, for I in L, and with sum actually I am doing the plus. Sum plus equal to the I means sum is 0, right? 0 plus 2. So whatever the value is there, I am storing into the sum. This sum plus equal to I means sum equal to the sum plus I, and after that I am returning the sum. Now let's try to check this. So I will call summation L. What will be the summation? So you can see 27 we are getting. So you can see 2 plus 3 5 plus 4 9 plus 5 14 plus 6 20 plus 7 27, means it's working fine. Let me change the list and let's see. Let me give 2 3 and the 4. 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 9, right? So we should get output as a 9. If I'll execute, I'm getting a 9. Yeah, so the first question is all right. Now let's move to the next question. The second question is like write a Python program to find largest element in an array. So suppose I have given one array 2, 33, 4, 55, 6. This is the array is given. I had to write a Python program to find the largest element in an array. How actually I can write? So I will declare one variable. Let me declare the variable as a 0. As we can directly use the inbuilt function also, but sometimes interviewer says like don't use the inbuilt function. That's why we are writing a code. So what actually I'm doing, I'm declaring one variable maximum equal to the 0. Now what actually I will do, for I in array, and if I'll do a print I, in this case what will happen, it will try to print one by one, right? 2, 33, 4, 55 and the 6. So what is the condition I will write? If I is greater than max, if I is greater than max, then what I will do, I will make max equal to the I. So this is the condition I am writing. Suppose the first one is 2, right? So 2 is greater than max, 2 is greater than max, right? Max is 0, right? 2 is greater than max, then what will happen? Max will become a 2. Now next case, now max is 2, now case 33. So 33 is greater than 2, right? Now the max will become a 33. So like that actually it is working. Now if I'll try to print max, what is the max for this? Max is the 55. This is the output. So you can see in this array, we have a maximum value, that is a 55. Now let me change it to 333. Now let me execute. Now you can see output is a 333. So like that actually we can find the maximum of array. Next question is like write a Python program to array rotation. So suppose you have an array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is given. and you have to rotate a array. Inbuilt function if you will use, you can directly use like this, and if I'll do, it will rotate the array. But suppose inbuilt function we do not have to use, then in this case how actually you can solve this? There are multiple way. I am showing you one way. You can also do in a different way. So how actually we are going to calculate? I'll write for I in range length of array minus 1 minus 1 minus 1. If I'll do this, and I will store into the array of I. If I'll do this, now if I'll execute this, here the closing bracket is missing. Now you can see it is working, it is rotating the array. So there are different ways to rotate the array. You can also do in a different way. So this is also a common question. Now let's move to the next question. Write a Python program to interchange the first and the last element. Suppose we have given a list 1 2 3 4 5 6. This is the list is given. Now we have to interchange the first and the last element. So what we will do, how actually we can write? What is the first element? First element is A0, right? And what we have to do, we have to, what is the last element? Last element, how actually we can find out? A minus 1. Like this actually we do, right? Now what actually code we will write? A0 comma A minus 1 1 equal to the A minus 1 comma A0 A0. So this is how actually we are swapping. Now if I'll print A, now what will be the output we'll get? You can see 1 got replaced with the 6. So we are replacing the first and the last element, right? So what I have written, A0 A minus 1 A minus 1 A0. So like first element and the last element. So last element will become the last element and the first element. So like that it will work. So that's how we can swap it. I hope you got the idea. Now next question is like, write a Python program to swap two elements in a list. Suppose we have given one list 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is the list is given. Now I have to write a Python program to swap two elements in a list. Suppose 3 we have to swap with the 5. Then how actually we can do that? So in this case what I will write? Similar way we can do that. But suppose we have given an index. We have to change the 0 1 2 like second index. We have to change the second index with the fifth index. So this is the requirement I have. Means I have to change the second index with the fifth index. So how actually I can write a code for this? So in this case what I will do, AI comma A I1 I1 equal to the A I1 and AI. If I write this and if I'll show you the A, you can see it was 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? So we had to shift the second element, second index. So you can see 6 is the 6 actually it got replaced with the 3. So try to do a practice. You will learn new things and try to solve in a different way. I hope you got the idea. Hello everyone, so we will continue our data engineer interview preparation part. So in this particular video we are going to cover few Python string related question which is generally asked in interview, that actually we are going to cover. So I have a couple of question. The first question is like, write a Python program to check if a string is palindrome or not. So that is the first question. What is a palindrome? If you will reverse this string, the output should be same as input, then only it will be a palindrome. So that is the first question. The second question is like, write a Python program to reverse word in a given string. So you can see my string is like this, gigs quiz practice code. I had to reverse this and output should be like this. That is the second question. The third question is like, write a Python program to remove a letter from a string. So this is a given string. I had to remove a letter from the given string. That is the third question. The fourth question is like, write a Python program to find out the frequency of a given string. So suppose you can see this is the string, right? Hello is the best. So you have to find out like how many time hello is there, how many time is this there, how many time best is there. So that is the thing. Now next question is like, write a Python program to remove all the duplicate from a given string. So this is the fix for fix, right? So here from we have to remove all the duplicate character which is available. So these are the question which we are going to solve. So let's start with the first question. This is a palindrome. You have to check whether the given string is palindrome or not. What is a palindrome? If you will reverse any string, the output should be the same. So that is the palindrome. So let's try to do that. So what I will do, this is my input. Malayalam is my input. So this is a string which I have. What I have to do, I have to first reverse and check whether the given string is same or not. The one way you can check is like you can directly use inbuilt function like this. And if you will execute this, so what does it mean? It will reverse a string, and if it is reversing a string and it is equal to the s, means it is a true. Whenever it is a true, then it is a palindrome. This is a one way of doing, but without the inbuilt function, how actually we can solve that? Let's see. So what actually I will do, I will declare one more string a, and what I will do, I will try to iterate this for I in s, and what I will do, I will do a equal to the I plus a, and if I'll print a, it is the same. So what actually I'm doing, this code, what actually it will do, it will reverse a string. So suppose I will write hello. If I'll write hello, so what actually I'm getting output? All a, because with this code we are actually reversing the string. Now if I have to check if a equal to the s, if a equal to the s, then print palindrome, else print not palindrome. So if I'll execute this, it is not, but let's see whether Malayalam is a palindrome or not. Malayalam, it is not. Spelling mistake. Malayalam. You can see it is a palindrome because if you will reverse this string, you will get the same output. So this is a palindrome. So that's how actually we can write a code for the palindrome. Now my next question is like, write a Python program to reverse a word in a given string. So I have a string. Suppose this is the string I have. Let me give hello is best, something like I'm giving. Now what I have to do, I have to reverse this particular string. So what actually I will use, I'll use one parameter L. I'll convert s dot split. What this L dot split will do, it will convert this uh, string into a list. So whatever the word we have, right, after space, by default it is a space. So based on the space, actually it is converting into a list. Now what I will do, I will try to reverse this. How actually we can reverse this string? So if I'll write -1, and if I'll execute this, you can see this is reversing this list, right? Now what I will do, I'll create one string a equal to the string dot join l -1. If I'll do this and if I'll print a, you can see it is reverse this string. So what actually we are doing, with the help of this l, if you will do whatever the list we have converted this, right, this will reverse it. Now after that we are appending with the string, so we are converting into the string. So whatever the input we have reversed it and we are getting the output. So like that actually we can solve it. So do practice this. Now third question is like, how to remove a letter from a string. So suppose this is a string hello, something is given. So what I will do, I will use a replace inbuilt function, and I will replace e with a space. If I'll do this, you can see e got replaced. So like that actually you can replace a word. Now fourth question, it is a important, very important question. You have to find the frequency of a given word. Suppose I have this string hello is best hello. Now I have to find the frequency of given word, like each word how many time it is repeating. So how actually we can find that? So what actually I will do, first I will convert this into a one list. So what I will do, s dot split I will do. If I will do this and if I show you l, you can see based on the space actually it converted into a list. Based on the space it actually split and I am getting the this particular list. Now what I will do, I will try to find out the frequency. So for that I will declare one dictionary list for I in L. I'll write condition if I in D, then if I already is available, then di plus equal to the 1, else di equal to the 1. Now if I'll show you the D, you can see I'm getting the output hello is 2 time, is 1 time, best is 1 time. You can see hello is 2 time, right? So like that actually we can calculate. So what I have done, first I have converted this string into a list. Now after that I have declared one dictionary and I am checking one by one. For I in L means I am iterating the whole list. So first it is a hello, right? So first it will check whether hello is already present or not. It is not present, so hello will become 1. Now next time when hello is coming, so it is coming here, hello is present, right? Then what actually it is doing? It is incrementing by 1. Then the hello became 2. So like that actually it is working. Now my next question is like I had to remove a duplicate values. So this is the input we have and we have to remove the duplicate value. Fix for fix something, and what we have to do, we have to remove a duplicate value from given string. Now here what I will do, I will declare one string like this and I will iterate for I in S, if I in A, if I already I in A, then pass, else A plus equal to the I. Now if I'll print this A, you can see whatever the duplicate value is character is present, right, that got removed. So what actually I am doing, I declare one string as a blank screen. I am iterating this string one by one and I am checking if I is already present into the A, then we will pass, otherwise we will add this into the particular string. So like that actually we can do. So try to do practice. There are multiple way of doing the same thing. You try to do practice, you will get a better idea. Yeah, that's it in this. Thanks. Hello everyone, so we will continue our data engineer interview preparation part. So in this particular video we are going to solve few dictionary related question which is generally asked in interview. So I have a two question which we are going to solve today. The first question is like write a Python program to find out all the sum of items in a dictionary. So you can see this is the dictionary I have. You can see I have a 100, B 200, C 300. So all the 100 plus 200 the 300, that output we want to get it. That is my first question. The second question is little bit tricky, and this was the one of the question which was asked in interview. Write a Python program dictionary to duplicate values append. For taking example here, what we have to do, whatever the duplicate values is there, that we have to append. So you can see Sunday 5, Monday 3, Tuesday 5, Wednesday 3. So you can see 5, Sunday also in 5 coming, Tuesday also 5 is coming. So what actually we have to do, we have to make 5 as a key and we have to append this Sunday and Tuesday into the value. So like that actually the output we want. So whatever the common values we have, that actually we have to make it one, and whatever the key we have, right, that actually we have to append into the list. So that is the output we want. So let's see how actually we can solve this. So we'll start with the first question. So let me create one dictionary. So this is the dictionary which is given. Now what we have to do, we have to find out the sum of this. So how actually we can do? So what I will do, first I will declare one variable sum as a 0. Now what I will do, how actually I can iterate this dictionary? So if I write for I in D dot keys, and if I'll print I. So let's see what actually we are getting. So if I'll write for I in D dot keys, so whatever the key is there, that actually I'm able to print. Now if I'll write for I in D dot values, in this case what I am able to print, this all the 100, 200, 300 I am able to print, right? Now I got this 100, 200 and the 300, this we have to sum, right? So I will write sum equal to the sum plus I, sum plus I. That's it. Now finally if we'll print a sum, we'll get a output. We'll print a sum, we'll get output. You can see 600 is the output. So what actually we have done, we have read this whatever the value which is present into the dictionary. We have declared one variable sum and we are trying to sum one by one, sum equal to the sum plus I. Then we got the output. That is the simple question. Now next question is little bit tricky. Let's try to understand. So this is the dictionary which we have. I'll show you. This is the dictionary we have. Now we have to append whatever the common values are there. So you can see 5 is a common, right? So for Sunday also 5 is coming, for Tuesday also 5 is coming. So what actually we want? We want to convert this into a one key. The 5 will be one key, and whatever the key is there, right, that we have to convert into the value. Like 5 and the values are Sunday and the Tuesday. Similarly 3 and the values are Monday and the Wednesday. So whatever the common values are there, that we have to convert into a key, and whatever the keys are there, that we have to convert into the value. So let's see how actually we can solve this. So what I will write, so what actually we'll do, first I will define one dictionary. So I am defining one dictionary as a. Now what I will do, first I will try to read this dictionary. How actually I can read this dictionary? So I will write for key value in d dot items. If I write this, I will be able to read the key and the values. So if I'll do a print key and the value, I should be able to read the key and the value from the dictionary. You can see what is the key. Sunday is the key, Monday is the key, Tuesday is the key, Wednesday is the key, and these are the values we have. Now after that we'll write one condition. So what actually we'll check? We'll check whether this value is already present into this A or not. So what I will write, if value not in A, then what actually will do, A value equal to the key, else, let's try to write first and then we'll understand this. A value dot append key. If I'll write this, now let me execute this. What is the output we are getting in the A? If I'll execute this, you can see I'm getting the output. So what actually I'm doing, let me print first value. Print first value. If I show you, these are the value we have. So what is the condition I have written? If value not in A. If value not in A, so what actually I will do, first let me remove the duplicates. Now let's see how actually it is working. So what actually I am doing, print value. Now let me execute. Print value if value not in A. What is the value? 5. 5 is already present in the A or not? It is not. Then what actually happening? A value, whatever the value is there, that became a key, and whatever the key, right, in a list we are writing this Sunday. What is the key? Sunday is the key, right? So that actually we are writing into here. Similarly for the 3, whether 3 is present into A or not? No, right? So 3 became a key, and whatever the value is there, right? Whatever the key is there, that actually we are appending as a value. Now next time, suppose you have a duplicate. Now suppose we have a duplicate. Now what actually it will do? It will come into the else condition, because 5 is already present into the A, right? This next 5 is already present into the A. In this case, what actually happening? It will try to append into this list. So if I'll execute this, you can say Tuesday got appended. So like that actually it is working. Try to do practice, you will get a better idea. I hope you got the idea. That's it in this. So thanks. Hello everyone, so we will continue our data engineer interview preparation part. So in this particular video we are going to see few Python related question which is generally asked in interview. The first question is like, what is the difference between the deep copy and shallow copy, and the second question is like, what is the difference between the list and tuple, and this is a very most common question which is generally asked in interview. So you should know about what is deep copy, shallow copy, so that we are going to understand. So let's start with the first question. What is the difference between the deep copy and shallow copy? So what is a shallow copy? It will create a new object, but it will refer the original object only for the nested element. What is a deep copy? It will create a completely independent copy including the nested elements. Let's take one example. With that example, let's understand. So suppose I am creating one list. Let's take a simple example. I am creating one list 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. This is the list element I have. Now if I'll do, I'll create a new object L1. I want to create a new object similar to the L. So if I'll do L1 equal to the L, now if I'll do any changes into the L, suppose what I am doing, if I'll do L0 equal to the 100. So what I am doing, this first index I am making the value as a 100. Now if I'll print L and L1, if I'll print both the list, so you can see in both the list actually it got reflected. In the L also, in L1 also it got reflected. even though I am changing only the list one, but it got reflected in the both the places. So whenever you will use a equal, you always have to remember, if you will change into the first, it will also change into the another also, whenever you are doing a copy like this, because both the things are pointing to the same memory location. Now we have a two things. With the help of that, we can do a proper copy. One is the shallow copy, and the second is the deep copy. So what is a shallow copy? So to understand the difference between the shallow copy and deep copy, we'll create a list, nested list, then only you will get better idea. So suppose I am creating one nested list. I have a 1 2 3 and I have a 2 3 4. This is the nested list I have. Now what I will do, how actually you can create a shallow copy? So for creating a shallow copy, what you have to write? Copy dot copy L. Copy dot copy L. You have to import a copy. Import a copy. Now if I'll print L and the L1, it's copy dot copy. You can see both the list are same, right? This is the first list and this is the second list. Both the list are same. With the help of the shallow copy, we are able to copy. Now what I will do, I will try to change into the first list. So if I'll do L0 0, the first element I am making as 100. So this is the first element I am making as 100. Now if I will do this, so you can see in the both the list actually it got reflected, because whenever you have a nested element, whenever you have a nested list, and if you are using a shallow copy, so in this case what will happen, it will create a new object, but it will refer the original objects only in the case of the nested, and both will point to the same memory location. So that is a shallow copy. Now let's see in the case of the deep copy how actually it is happening. Deep copy. So what actually, for the deep copy, what you have to write? Copy dot deep copy you have to write. Now if I'll execute the same command, I created the new list with the help of the deep copy. I'm changing only the first list. You can see it got changed only in the first list. It didn't got changed into the second list. So that is the deep copy. So whenever you will create a deep copy, it will create a completely independent copy, including the nested element. So whenever you have a nested element, this kind of the scenario, now in that scenario, what you have to remember, when you will use a shallow copy, right? And if you are changing into the first list in the and if you are using a shallow copy, so whatever the second list, whatever you have created, that will refer to the original objects only. Means if you will change in the one place, the second place also will get changed. So that will happen in the case of the shallow, but in the case of the deep copy, it will create a completely independent copy. So that is the thing you have to remember. Now that was the first question. Now second question is like, what is the difference between the list and tuple? So how actually we create a list? With the help of the square bracket we create a list, right? 1 2 3. So this is nothing but a list. What is a tuple? So how actually we create a tuple? Like this we create a tuple, right? Like this we create a tuple. So both list and tuple we use for the to store the collection of element. With the square bracket we represent the L, and you can see this bracket we represent it for the tuple. That is the first difference. The second difference, list is a mutable. What is the list? List is a mutable. It is a mutable. Mutable. What is mutable means? Mutable means if you will change anything into the list. Suppose I will do L dot append and 5, and if I'll print L, you can see 5 got appended into the list. Means whatever the list you have created, you can change that list anytime. But if you will perform the same operation here, a dot append 4, this will not work, because in the case of the tuple, it is a immutable. It is a immutable. Immutable means you can't change any list. Once you will create a list, you can't change the value in the list. So that is the difference. The main difference is like, list is a mutable, you can change anytime, but tuple is a immutable, you can't change once you create that. Now when to use a list and tuple? When you need a dynamic collection with frequent update, modification or append, then you go for the list. When you have to use a tuple, when you need a fixed read-only collection or want to use the data as a dictionary, then you go for the tuple. So what is the difference between the list and tuple? List we represent with the square bracket, and list is a mutable which you can change that, and whenever you need a dynamic collection with a frequent update, you go for the list. Now what is the tuple? We represent with the bracket. In a tuple, it is a immutable, you can't change once you create that, and whenever you need a fixed read-only collection, then you go for the tuple. So that is the difference you have to remember. I hope you got the idea. Hello everyone, so we will continue our data engineer interview preparation part. So in this particular video, we are going to solve few PySpark related coding question which is generally asked in interview. So I have a two question, and these two question we are going to solve in this particular video. The first question is like related to the flattening of a data, like how actually we can flatten a data. That is our first question. So if you'll see here, we have a input like this. So here we have a input like this. So they have given me a data like this. We have a name column, we have a language column. So you can see Manish, he knows SQL and the Python. So in a single row only, we are getting a multiple values. Suppose Manish knows SQL, Python, Java and all. So in a single row only, we are getting all the values. Similarly, Rahul knows Python and Java. So this is our input table, input data frame. Now what we have to do, we have to flatten this data, and we have to convert into the multiple row. So you can see Manish knows SQL, so Manish knows SQL, Manish knows Python, so Manish knows Python. Means whatever the in the single row it is coming, we have to flatten it into multiple rows. So that is the first question. Now let's see the second question. Second question is like find out the first not null values. So we have to find out the first not null values. So this is the table we have. In this table you can see we have a CT1, CT2, CT3. So you can see in this row, what is the first not null value? So we are getting a Goa, then blank, then AP. So what is the first not null value in the given sequence? Goa, right? So I am getting output as a Goa. In this case, what is the first not null value? This is a blank, right? But first valid value is a AP. So I should get a output as a AP. In this case, what is the first valid value? Bangalore, right? So I should get as a output as a Bangalore. So you will see like here the colis should work. Colis will give me the first not null value. The problem is here we are also getting a few blank value. So that is the problem. So you have to handle a blank as well as a null, and after that you have to get the this particular result. So that is our second question. Let's solve the first question. So what I have done, I have given one data. This is the data. I have given one column. Now based on this data and column, I am creating a data frames. How actually we can create a data frame in a PySpark? Spark dot create data frame. We are passing a data, we are passing a column, and after that I am doing a df dot show. If I'll execute this, you will be able to see our data frame. So this is the data frame. We have name and the language. Now what actually we will do, we will try to flatten this language column. So for that, first we will try to import a library. So what I will write, from PySpark dot SQL dot functions import star. Import star. So from PySpark.SQL function, we are importing all the functions. Now what actually I will write? I will write df.select. What is my first column? First column is a name, right? So I will use a df.name, comma. After that, I will use a explode. We want to explode this language, right? So whenever you have to flatten, you can use a explode function which is available in a SQL. So I will use explode, and after that we will use a df.language, and after that if I write dot so. Now if I'll execute this, let's see what is the output we are getting. So you can see it flatten the data. So you can see Manish knows Java, right? So what is our first output? Manish knows Java. Manish knows Scala also. So Manish knows Scala, that is the second output. Manish knows C++, so Manish knows C++. Now you can see after that Rahul is coming. Rahul knows Spark, Java, C++, Spark, Java, C++, Spark. Means it converted, it flattened the data, whatever the in one row only it was coming, we have flattened into the multiple row. So like that actually we have to solve. So always remember, whenever you have to flatten a data, use a explode function. That was the first question. Even the same question you can solve in a SQL also. There also if you use a explode, and then it will work. Now let's try to solve the second question. In the second question, we have given a data frame, and if you will see, if I'll execute this, this is the data, this is the column. I have created a data frame 1. Here we have given city, city2, city3. What is the requirement? We have to find out the first not null value in a separate column. So how actually I can do that? Here also we have to import a library, but I have already imported a library. So what you have to do, from PySpark dot SQL dot functions import star. This is the first thing you have to write. So whenever you have to find the first not null value, we use a coalesce function. So coalesce will always give you the first not null value. So this should solve our purpose, right? But the problem is like here we are getting a null as well as the blank. So in this case, the coalesce will not work properly. If I show you, so what I will read, I will create a new column. So for that I will use a with column. I'm going to create a new column name as a output. This is the new column I'm creating. And if I'll use a coalesce here, coalesce df1 dot city1, df2 dot city2, df1 dot city3. It is a df1 only. And if I'll do dot so, the coalesce should give me the first not null value, right? It is a df1. Ideally it should give me the proper value, but what actually happening, because of the blank it is not giving me the first not null value. It is also considering the blank as a proper value. So in this case what we have to do, we have to convert this blank into the null, and then we have to perform this coalesce operation. So what I will write, so I will write one when condition. When, with the help of the when, I will write if df1 dot ct1, what I am writing, if df1 dot ct1 is coming as a blank, then I will make as a null. I will make as a null dot otherwise it will be a df1 dot ct1 only. So what is the condition I am writing? If in a ct1 column, if anywhere it is coming blank, then I will make it as a null, so that our coalesce function will work properly. So that I have, otherwise whatever the value will be, that will be as it is. If it is a blank, then only make it null, otherwise whatever the value is there, that only will be as it is. So that's how actually I am converting. So similar condition I will write it for the ct2 also. When, open a bracket, df1 dot ct2 equal to the blank, then make it as a null, otherwise df1 dot ct2. Similarly for 3 also. So I will write when df1 dot ct3 equal to the blank, then we'll make the as a none dot otherwise df1 dot ct3. Now let's see bracket, all the brackets are perfect or not. You can see here one bracket is missing, so I will add that. Now if I'll execute this, now you can see it is working properly, right? So you can see for the first row, what is the first not null value? Goa, then blank, and the AP. The first not null value is a Goa, right? So I'm getting output. Now in the second row, what is the first not null value? You can see AP, right? So I'm getting AP. So now the blank also it is not considered. Then third, you can see null, then blank, and then Bangalore. So it is considering the Bangalore as a proper value. So like that actually we have to write a code. So I hope you got the idea. Please do practice, you will get a better idea. Hello everyone, so we will continue our data engineer interview preparation part. So in this particular video, we are going to solve few PySpark related question which was recently asked in interview. The first question is regarding a null values. So they have given a one table, they have given a one data frame. So you can see here we have ID, name, department, salary, date, and the country. And you can see in each column we have a null values. So you can see in a name also we have a two null values. In a department also we have a null values. In a salary also we have a null values. Date also we have a null values. Country also we have a null values. So the question is like how to find out like in each column how many null values is there. You have to count that. Suppose in a name column you have a two null values, then you should get the value like name and the two. In ID column we don't have any null value, right? So ID should be 0, name should be a 2. In department we have a 2 null value, so department should be a 2, salary should be 3. So based on each column how many null values there, that count actually we have to get it by PySpark. That is the first question. The second question is like we have to replace the null values with the mean salary of all employees. So you can see whatever we have a salary column, so whatever the null value is coming, that we have to replace with the mean value of this particular salary. So that is the third question. And the third question is like replace null values with the column with a default value. So suppose in a department column, whatever the null value is coming, right, that we have to replace with the unknown. So that is the third question. So these are the question we are going to solve. So let's start with the first question. The first question is like you have to count like in each column how many null values is coming. Now you have to iterate the whole column because in each column you want to know, right? So how actually we can find out? First I will show you df.show. This is my data frame. If I'll do df.show, you can see this is the particular data frame. Now what I will write, first I will try to import few library. So what I will write, from PySpark dot SQL dot functions import star. First I am importing all the library. Now what I will do, I will start writing the code. So what I will write, df dot select. Now what I will do, we have to get the all the column, right? We have to iterate all the column. So how actually I can iterate that? So if I'll write, if I loop it for I in df dot columns, so this will give me all the column list, right? And if I'll use a call and I, and if I'll execute this, and if I'll make dot show, you can see I'm able to iterate each and every column whatever is present into the data frame with the help of this code. So what I'm writing, for I in df dot columns, whatever the column is there, that particular data frame actually we are seeing here. Now on top of this, what we have to do, we have to count the null value. So what I will write, I'll write a condition. First I am iterating the each column with the help of this for I in df dot columns. Now after that I will use a count. So what I will write, count bracket, I'll use one condition when call I, this is the each column, right? This is each column. If it is null, then we have to count, otherwise whatever the column we have, that value we want to get. So this is the condition I am writing. Now let me give the alias as a whatever the column name. So what I am writing, first I am iterating the each column. So this I will give me the each column, this call I will give me the each column name. Now what actually I am doing, in each column I am checking whether if it is null or not. If it is null, then we are doing a count, otherwise we are printing the all the column name. So this is what actually I have written. Now if I'll try to execute this, let's see whether it's working or not. You can see in ID column we have a 0 a null value, in a name column we have a 2 null values, in a department also 2, in salary also 3, and date 2, and country 3. If you will validate in a department, you will see this is the department data frame, right? We have a 2 null value. So you can see in a department we are getting a 2 null value. In a salary we have a 3 null value, right? So that's why we are getting salary as a 3. So it's simple, right? So what actually we are writing, first we are iterating the each column, because if you have a scenario like where only in one column you have to check, then that is a very simple task. But here we have to check in each column. So what actually I am doing, I am looping the each column. After looping the each column, I am applying one condition. If column contain any null value, then do the count. So that is the condition I am writing, and the alias, whatever the column name we have, right, that actually we are doing. So that's how actually we are getting the output. So try to do practice. That was the first question. Now the second question is like, replace the null value with the mean salary of the employee. So if I'll show you the data frame, df.show. Now here what we had to do, we had to whatever the salary, right, null values there, that we had to replace with the mean salary. So how to find out the mean salary? So what I will write, I have to replace all the null values with the mean salary, right? So first let's calculate the mean salary. So what I will do, how to calculate the mean salary? So what I will write, df.select, and here I will use mean. Mean is a inbuilt function available. I'll try to use that, mean salary, and after that I will use a collect so that I will get the information. Now I will try to print the mean salary. Print mean salary, mean salary. If I'll execute this, you can see df.show, so all the data from is printed, and after that what is the mean salary? Mean salary is we are getting in the form of a row average salary equal to the 5500. So 5500 is the mean salary. So what I will use, I'll try to do like this so that I will get the exact value. Now if I'll try to print this, you can see mean salary is the 5500 that we have stored into this particular variable. Now what actually we will write, we have to replace with that particular function, right? We have to replace all the null value with this mean value. So wherever the null value is coming, that we will replace with the 5500 because that is our mean salary. So how actually we can replace this? Now what I will write, df dot na dot fill with mean salary, and where we have to fill subset equal to the which particular column? Salary column, salary column. And if I'll do a dot show, now let me execute this. So you can see in the salary column, right, 5500, here previously it was null, right? Now it got replaced with the 5500. Here also null was there, so it was replaced with the 5500. So with the help of what actually we are doing, df.na.fill, what I am writing, df.na.fill, it means wherever the null value is there, that we want to replace with the mean salary. Where you want to do, we want to apply in the salary column. So that is the condition I am writing. So wherever it is a null value in the salary column, that got replaced with the our mean salary. So that was the second question. Now the third question is like, replace the null value with the column with a default value as a department. So if I'll show you my data frame df.show, now in this data frame what we have to do, we have to replace in the department column, this is the department column, whatever the null is there, that we have to replace with the unknown. So how actually I can do that? So what I will write, df.na.fill, I want to fill with the unknown, and where you want to apply, so I will write subset equal to the department column. Now if I'll do dot show, so what I am writing in a data frame, I am filling wherever null is there, I want to fill with the unknown value. Where you want to apply, in a department column, and that only I am doing. Now if I execute this, you can see it is executed. Now if I show you the result, so you can see in a department we have HR then null, right? So this HR, and then it got replaced with the unknown. So wherever null is there, that actually we replace with the unknown. So that's how we can do. So df.na.fill, this one you have to remember whenever you have to handle any kind of the null value, this actually helps. And in a subset you can mention the particular column name. Try to do a practice because this kind of the question generally asks like how to handle null values and all. So do a practice. Thanks. Hello everyone, so we will continue our data engineer interview preparation part. So in this particular video we have one of the interview question which was recently asked in interview. The question is like, to find out the customer who have placed order on a consecutive days. So you can see they have given me data like this. This is the data, this is the data frame. If I'll show you the data frame, here we have a two column, one is customer ID and second is the order date. So let's understand the question. So this is the table which is given, and this is the output actually we want, the customer ID 1 and 3. So what actually we have to find out? We have to find out the customer who has order on a consecutive days. So you can see customer ID 1, he order on the 1st of October, and the same customer he has order on the 2nd of October also. Means if I am ordering on the consecutive days, means day by day, like first I have ordered on the 1st of October, then I am ordering on the 2nd of October, means consecutive days I'm ordering. So I have to find out all the customer who is ordering on the consecutive days. So you can see one he has ordered on the consecutive days, so output is a customer ID 1. Now for 2 you can see he ordered on the 3rd of October, but he didn't order on the 4th of October, he ordered on the 5th of October, means this is not a consecutive days. Now the third, you can see the third customer he has ordered on the 1st of October, then he ordered on the 2nd, means he is also ordering on the consecutive days, right? So 3 is the output. So our output is 1 and 3 because they have ordered on the consecutive days. So we have to solve using a PySpark and the Spark SQL. Let's try to solve it. So if I'll show you the data frame first, df dot so let me show you the data frame. So this is the data frame we have. Now let's try to solve. My approach is like, here I will find out the what is the previous day. With the help of the lag, actually I will try to find out the previous order date. Suppose here what is the previous order date? It is a null, right? What is the previous order day of this customer? This is the previous order day. Now I'm trying to find out what is the previous order. I'm trying to find out what is the previous order. So after that, what actually I will do? If the difference is coming the order date and the previous order date as a 1, if the difference is coming 1, then I will consider they have order on the consecutive days. So here if you'll see what is the previous order date, 2nd, right? Now if you'll try to find out the difference here, it is not a consecutive days, but here it is a consecutive days. So like that actually I will try to solve it. So let's write a query for that. So we have to create a previous order date. So what actually I will do, first I will try to import few library from PySpark .sql function. I will import all, and the second I will write from PySpark .sql window. We will import a window. Now what I will write, I will create one variable window spec, and I will write this particular library we will use window dot, we'll try to partition based on the customer ID, partition by customer ID I will write, and after that what I will write, order by order date, order date. Variable we have created. Now we will create a new column, a previous order date, and there we will use this particular variable. So how actually I can use this? I will create a new data frame df flag. I will create a new column with column, and I will use a new column name as a previous order date something, and comma, we'll use a lag function. A lag generally we use to find out the previous date, right? So I will use a lag order date dot over, and this particular on this one window spec. Now if I show you df lag dot show, you will be able to see with the help of this we are creating a new column previous order date. So what we have done, we have used the lag function. What actually lag does, it tried to give you the previous date. So what is the previous date of this order date? Actually we are trying to find out with the help of this lag function. You can see customer ID for the first customer, 1st of October he has ordered. What is the previous order date? Previous order date is nothing, so it is null. Now for this customer, what is the previous order date? You can see 1st of October, right? So I am getting the previous order date. For this customer, what is the previous order date? 2nd October, so I am getting that. So like that actually I am getting the what is their previous order. Now what actually I will do, if I will compare this, and if the difference is coming 1, means it is a consecutive days, means they are ordering, means he is ordering on the consecutive days. If the difference is coming more than one, means they are not ordering on the consecutive days. So that's how we have to solve. So this one we have created, right, df flag dot. So now what actually I will try to do, I will try to find out the difference here. So how actually we can find out the difference? I will consecutive days something I will use. So I will use same df flag dot with column. We will create a new column and we will try to find out a days difference. Days difference. How to find out date difference? This particular function we will use date diff, and we'll try to find out the difference between the order date and the previous order date. And what is the previous order date? Order date. Now if I'll show you this one we have created, right, new data frame consecutive days. If I try to do a display, so you can see we have created one more column date difference, and 2nd of October and 1st of October difference is 1, 4th of October and 2nd of October difference is 2. Now what actually we'll do, we'll try to just filter it. If the day difference is 1, means that are consecutive days. So how actually I can write? Now we'll try to filter if the day difference is 1. So how actually I can write? I'll use a final data frame something, and what I will write, consecutive days dot filter call, and this particular column should be 1, called days difference equal 1, display, and the final df, display final df. Now if I show you, so now you can see whatever the day difference is coming 1, and that actually we have filtered out. But what is the output we are expecting? Our output should be this one only the unique customer ID, right? So how actually I can find out? So what I will write here, final df dot select customer ID dot distinct dot show. Now if I'll show you, you can see this is the output we are getting, 1 and 3. So what actually we have done, first we tried to find out with the help of this lag function, we tried to find out what is their previous order date. So you can see we have order date is given, we have tried to find out what is their previous order date. Now we have to find out the consecutive order, right? Means the order date and the previous order date day difference should be 1. So what actually we have done, we have created one more column, days difference. So what actually we are doing in a day difference, we are trying to find out the difference between the order date and the previous order date. So now what actually we are saying, if the day difference is 1, means he has order on the consecutive days. If the day difference is greater than 1, means they haven't order on the consecutive days. So what actually we are doing for that? For that we are applying a filter condition, day difference should be 1. Because we wanted a unique customer, so we are also applying a distinct. So this is a very much interesting question. Here we have used so many things. So try to do practice, you will get a better idea like how to write a code in a PySpark. So try to do a practice. Hello everyone, so we'll continue our data engineer interview preparation part. So in this particular video, we are going to solve one question which was recently asked in interview. The question is to find out the employee whose salary is greater than the manager's salary. So they have given a data frame like this, employee ID, employee name, manager ID, and the salary. So let's try to understand the question is like they have given this particular table. We have a employee ID, employee name, manager ID, and the salary information. And our question is to find out the employee salary and the manager salary information. Means employee salary should be a greater than the manager salary. Now if you'll see in this particular table, we have a employee ID and the employee name and the employee salary, but we don't have any the manager salary information. So how actually we'll find out the employee salary is greater than the manager salary? right? So that is the question, and that is a little bit confusing also, but you have to remember the employee can be a manager also, right? So Alice can be a manager of Bob can be a manager of Alice. Similarly, Bob can be a manager of Charlie, Charlie can be a manager of Bob, right? So employee can be a manager of another employee. So that can be a possibility, right? So based on this information only, we have to find out, like, for this employee, what is their manager name, what is their manager salary. So we have a employee ID column and we have a manager ID column. So based on this column only, we can find out which. So you can see the employee ID 1, his manager ID is 3. You can see employee ID 1, manager ID 3 means Charlie. Charlie is his manager. So what actually we'll try to find out, we'll try to find out how actually our solution will be. So this is the table is given, right? Employee, employee ID, manager ID and the salary. We also try to find out the manager name, and also we'll try to find out manager salary. These two information also we'll try to find out, manager name and the manager salary. So you can see Alice, his manager is 3. What is 3? 3 means Charlie. Charlie is a manager. So Alice manager is a Charlie. What is the Charlie salary? Charlie salary is a 12,000. So manager salary we got a 12,000. Similarly for the Bob, Bob manager is 3. 3 means Charlie, and Charlie salary is 12,000. Now what is ID 3? ID 3 is Charlie. Charlie manager is ID 5. 5 means this one, right? And his salary is 10,000. 10,000. Similarly for the David, David is also ID 5. So this one is a manager. Now for the EV, the manager ID is null. So no one is a manager. So it will be a null. Now what actually we had to find out, now we got the employee salary information and their manager salary information. So from here we have to find out if the employee salary is greater than the manager salary or not. So for this you can see employee salary is not greater than manager, employee salary is not greater than manager salary. Now you can see this employee salary is greater than his manager salary. So this is the output we want. So what actually we'll do, we'll perform a join operation based on these two column, and based on that we'll find out the manager name and the manager salary information, and after that we'll try to apply a filter if the employee salary is greater than the manager salary, so to give me the information. So that's how actually we are going to solve. So let's solve using a SQL first, then we'll solve using a PySpark, then only you will get better idea. So I have a data frame. What I will do, I'll convert into a view. The view name I will give employee, so that I can write a SQL code. Now I can write any kind of the SQL code. If I'll show you, select star from emp, if I'll do, I can write any SQL code. Now here we have to find out the employee salary is greater than the manager salary. So we'll perform a join operation. So what I will use, select star from, because same table, right? Select star from emp. What I will do, join. I'll give alias e, join same table. I'm joining in the same table on which particular basis, e dot based on the manager ID, and based on the, it's a manager ID equal to the employee ID, employee ID. So I'm performing a inner join operation. Now if I'll execute this, now let's see what is the result we are getting. So you can see the name is not the name is employee ID. Now let me execute. Now you can see I'm getting the details. So Alice is the employee, his manager is a Charlie. And similarly, what is the Charlie salary is also we are getting. Similarly, Blob, his manager is 3. 3 means Charlie, and Charlie salary. So I'm getting the employee salary as well as the manager salary. Now what I will do, I'll perform a filter where E dot salary greater than the M dot salary. If I'll do this, where E dot salary means employee salary is greater than the manager salary. So only you can see Charlie is an employee, his salary is greater than his manager salary. So Charlie manager is this one, this employee, and his salary is 10,000, but the Charlie salary is 12,000. So like that we have to solve. So what actually we have done, we have performed a join based on the manager ID and the employee ID information, and we are filtering if salary is greater than the manager salary. Now let's try to solve using a PySpark. So what actually we'll do, first we'll try to import few library from PySpark dot SQL dot functions import star all the library. What I will do, df dot alias will perform a same operation e. I'm using a e for the employee joining with the df dot alias m. Based on which particular column we'll join, we'll use a call e dot manager id equal to the call m dot employee id, and which particular join you will perform. Will perform a inner join, so I'll write a inner also, inner join, and after that I will use a dot so. You can see I'm getting Alice, his manager is Charlie, and what is the manager salary. Similarly, Bob manager is Charlie salary is 12,000. Now what actually I will do, I'll try to store in one new data frame df1, and now here I can perform a filter. So what I will write, df1 dot filter, and um, we'll write call e dot employee salary is greater than the manager salary, m dot salary. Now if I'll do dot so, I should get the Charlie detail, because Charlie m is not defined. Okay, should be like this. Now if I'll execute this, you can see Charlie, his salary is 12,000, but his manager salary is 10,000. So Charlie is the employee. So try to do practice. This is a very interesting and a very common question which was recently asked in interview. So and this is a very confusing also, right? So because in the we are performing a self join in the same table, we are performing all the joining operation. So try to do a practice. The how actually we have solved this. We are joining on the same table based on the employee ID and the manager ID. We are trying to find out what is the manager name and the manager salary, and after that we are comparing if the employee salary is greater than the manager salary or not. If it is greater than, then we are printing the output. So that's how we have solved it. So I hope you got that. Yeah, thanks. Hello everyone, so we will continue our interview preparation part, and in this particular video we are going to solve one of the question which was recently asked in interview. So they have given a scenario like this. Suppose we have one of the application. In that application users are coming and they are doing a login, and after a certain interval they are doing a logout also. So we have to find out the user behavior, like how much time they are spending on the application. So they have given a few scenario, we have to find out what was their last login time, what was their last logout time, what was their first login time, what was their total login count, how much time they have done the login, what was their last login duration, total duration per user. So this kind of the analysis actually they were expecting. So they have given a data like this. So you can see I have a user ID, I have a username, I have a login details, and I have a logout. So suppose I am a user, my ID is this. I logged in on the 15th of December 8:30, and I did the logout at the 9:30. I am a same user. I logged in again on the 10 o'clock and I did the logout at the 11. Means I am a user, I can come into the application multiple times. So I have to find out like how many times I am coming into the application, how much time actually I am spending into the application, when actually did the first login, when actually did the last logout. So this kind of the analysis actually they were looking for, and this only we are going to solve, like how actually we can approach this kind of the problem. And this is a very common scenario in a real world also to do some kind of the analysis like this only. So let's see how actually we can solve this question. Now they have given a data, like we have a schema, we have a data. Now if I'll create a data frame out of this, so you can see I am able to create a data frame. But if you will see, if I am doing a df.print schema, this login and the logout both are coming into the string, but it should be a timestamp. Then only we can find out the proper, right? When what was their last login time and all. For that, what actually we'll do? First thing we'll do, we'll try to convert this login and the logout, whatever is there, right? We'll try to convert into the timestamp. So how actually we can convert from a string to the timestamp? Because if you'll see this login and logout, the current schema is string, right? So first we have to convert into the timestamp. How actually we can convert into the timestamp? So what actually we are doing? We are creating one new column, a login new, and what actually we are doing with the help of the two timestamp, we are converting this into a proper timestamp format. Similarly, for this logout new, this is the new column we are creating, and whatever the logout column was there, right, that we are converting into the proper timestamp. So what actually we are doing? First, we are converting whatever the string is there, we are converting into the timestamp. Now, if you will see this login new and the logout new we have created, right? So now this is in a proper timestamp format. So what we have done, whatever the string time format it was coming, right, we have converted into the timestamp. Now what actually we are doing an analysis by using a SQL. Either you can use a PySpark also or you can use a SQL, but SQL is easy, so we are going to use that. So what actually I'm doing, I'm just trying to convert this data frame into one view so that I can apply a SQL. So I have converted into one of the temporary view user details. Now I can write any kind of the SQL code like select star from this I will do. I'll be able to do that. Now we are going to do a some analysis. So how actually we can perform analysis? So what I will write? First I will try to find out I am a user. So I will write a user ID. User ID we have a column, right? Now how many times I am actually coming into the applications? So total login, total count we can say means how many time actually I am coming into the application. Total count from particular table. Which particular table? User. This is the table, right? I will use a group by and the user ID. I will group by user ID. So this will give me, if I'll execute this will give me each user how many time they are coming into the application. You can see user ID 1 he came on the 2 time. User ID 2 he came on the application 3 time. User ID 3 he came on the application 2 time. So like that actually we are trying to find out with the help of constant. Now we have to find out what was their first login time. So obviously you can find out what was their first login time and first logout time. So you can see I am a user ID 1. I logged in first time on the 8:30. But again I logged in on the 15 December 10 o'clock, right? But what will be the first login time? First login time will be this, right? So how actually I can find out for the each user what was their first login time? So I will use minimum and I will use this particular column. This particular column is the timestamp, right? Login name. So what I will do, minimum time actually I will try to find out. Minimum login new. If I try to find out, this will give me the first login. Login. Now if I'll execute this, you can see for user ID 1, when actually he did the first login, 8:30. For user ID 2, when actually he did the first login at 9 o'clock. Let's check that whether it's coming properly or not. You can see user 1, when actually he did the login first time, 8:30. Correct. User ID 2, when actually he did the login first time, 9 o'clock. So we should get a 9 o'clock for the user ID 2. Yeah, we are getting the same. Now if you had to find out when actually did the last login, when actually they did the last login, so what actually we can find out? If we'll do max, it will give me the when actually they did the last login. Last login. If I'll execute this, you can see first login they did on the 8:30, but last login they did on the 10 o'clock. These two we are able to find out with the help of the min and the max. Correct? Now what actually we will try to find out? What was their first logout time and what was their last logout time? So what actually we'll use? We'll use the same concept minimum and maximum, and instead of login new we will use a logout new. Logout now. This will give me when actually they did the first logout, when actually they did the last logout. Now if I'll show you, Now we have a what was their first login, last login, first logout, and the last logout. How actually we'll get the first logout? You can see this is the user, right? When actually he did the first logout on 9:30 he did the first logout. So you can see first logout is the 9:30. So like that actually we are trying to find out. And now if we have to find out how many times they are doing a login and how many times they are doing the logout. So how actually we can find out? So for that I can write a condition some case when login new is not null. When login new is not null, then 1 else 0. And this will give me the total login. Total login. Similarly, if I write the same, how many times they are doing the logout, so I will use a logout. It should be null. So what actually I am saying, if it is not null, then 1 means they are doing a login. So I'm finding out the total login and also I'm finding out the total logout. Now if I'll show you, so you can see user ID 1 he did 2 time, user ID 2 he did 3 time login, as well as the logout time also we are calculating. You can see wherever this is null, right? So that actually it is not counting. If it is a null means they are not doing the logout. So you can see we are also getting the how many times they are doing a login, how many times they are doing the logout. So like that actually they wanted to do analysis, and also one thing more actually they wanted to do, right, like you had to find out like how much time they are spending into the application when doing a login time and the logout time, what is the time interval. So you can see this is the user, he logged on the login on the 8:30, right, he logged on the 9:30, means 1 hour he spent on the application. So you had to find out the difference. So this is the homework also, try to find out the difference between this login new and the logout new and try to solve this. So that was also one of the analysis. So yeah, I hope you got the idea. That's it in this. So thanks.